Hi! Hi! How's it going, everybody? Welcome. It is Friday night on Saving Throw, and once again, we are back in the time where that means it is Wildcards time, which means we will be continuing.
We're back!
Continuing.
A dinosaur story.
Wow, we're taking a hard right turn to talking about a little remembered, little loved animated film from the 90s?
What? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
90s, thank you.
Thank you, 90s.
No, we are back with Wildcards, which means we will continue our journey through the dark and twisted places in the Weird West, and also exploring the term finality. My name is Jordan Caves-callarman. I will be your marshal as we play through this game that uses the Deadlands Reloaded world and the Savage Worlds system. And I am very excited to have you guys here. This will be the final season of this campaign, and it all starts tonight. And thank you guys so much. We will get to what tips do and how they work real quick, but everything is happening fast, so real quick, let me say thank you to Double Up Omega for the tip. Vampire54, FD Every, Artful Badger, and The Lurking Shade, thank you very much for your resubs. Nightsteed, thank you for the tip, and Tyrannodon, thank you for the resub.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What was I saying? Yes, this will be the final season of this campaign. And also, for me, on a personal note, this will be the first time I have ever concluded a campaign. I mean, what you have been watching was the first time I've ever done the middle of a campaign. But now, another first. So for this Journeyman GM, this will be an exciting experience. So thank you guys very much for being here and joining in with us, and I hope you stick around for the rest of the journey this season. So as I said, my name is Jordan Caves-callarman, but let's meet the rest of the people here at the table. So, seeing as how this is the first episode of a season, I would like your name, your character's name. Let's do a brief log line of who your character is for people who may not be aware. Maybe they just watched our recap videos and saw that last recap that we just aired and they're like, all right, impress me, people at the table. And then after we do that, I do have a question for each of you, but let's do that first. And we will start over there.
Take it away. Oh, nope.
That's you.
It's me,
That's
I
you.
guess, now.
Yep, that's you.
Yeah, that guy died last time. My name's Zook, and I play James Bogue, the gunslinger. The hardened, I was about to say harrowed, but it means something completely different in Deadlands.
Yeah, it does.
The haunted gunslinger with a past.
Gunslinger Andy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gunslinger.
Thank you very much.
Gunslinger Randy.
Yeah, what else? He has gone through a lot. His mission is to take down the Baron Simone LaCroix, who runs the Bayou Vermilion rail line, because the Baron destroyed a city that Bogue was sworn to protect, and he failed and is the only survivor of that. And so he's trying to take down the Baron and has failed thus far. So that's sort of been his life mission. Yeah, he lost an eye last season, so that's been fun. And
messes with your depth perception as a gunslinger,
bit.
yeah.
But it's okay. If Rooster Cogburn can do it, so can James Bogue.
All right, sounds good. And right next to Rooster, we got...
Hey everybody, I'm Grav Galati. I'm playing Howell Melton, the consummate frontier's gentleman. Howell is a simple man, or was at one point. He was a rancher. He lived out in a ranch in Colorado with his wife Ludi, and enjoyed a very simple life until it all came crashing down literally above him. His home was burned down, his wife was taken, and he joined the posse at that point to figure out what happened there. And eventually he did. He found out that his wife was always talking about visions that she had seen previously, and he'd kind of just thrown it off as malarkey because he didn't believe that stuff. Turns out it was true, and so these women called the Sisters of Imminence took her to a place just outside of, was it also Colorado? It was outside of Denver. Outside of Denver. Outside of Denver, and he finally met up with her, but she said, no, we can't be together because the child we have will be horrible and terrible for the world, so just can't do it.
Not just like a normal, like 2-year-old kid.
No.
Yeah, not like that.
Antichrist level child.
Antichrist level was the thing,
exactly.
not just like, you know, tantrum throwing.
I just think he'd be bad.
Right. He's the punchy man of the group. He likes punching and he likes getting punched, so nobody else gets punched. That's all I got.
All right.
He's a sweet, sweet boy.
Sounds good. And across the table from the man who likes getting punched, we have...
Hi, my name is Meghan Caves, and I play Rosaline Saoirse. She is originally from Ireland, from Dublin. She, by way of Boston. I always feel like I say that wrong. Anyway, she came from Boston after Ireland. Thank you, Cortra.
Cortra, thank you for the resub.
Hey, thanks.
And she is a high-class escort. She is a huckster and a knife fighter and basically an acrobat. She does a lot of different things. She's kind of the...
Her business card is very, very long.
It is. She's the jack of all trades of the
postcard.
group. Yeah. She's not as good at any individual thing, but she spans a lot of different things that she can do. Anyway, yeah, she is in a Bonnie and Clyde style relationship with Gabriel Pryor over here. What else is important about Rosalie? It's really hard to condense all of this stuff.
Okay, it doesn't need to be everything that's important. I just, you know, for people that don't know, just a little bit of a thing about what your character is and
her whole thing,
who they are, what they do.
yeah. Her whole thing is she likes to deal in information, basically. She's a blackmailer, which I don't think we've actually seen a whole lot of during a game, but it's kind of one of those things that kind of happens, you know, in between sessions.
I feel like our regular things we do have been somewhat superseded by
Right?
the world is kind of ending around us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that.
And yeah, she's really good at what she does, and she casts really cool spells with cards. So yeah.
All right. And then last but not least, we have?
Hello, my name is Jordan Pridgeon, and I am playing Gabriel Pryor, who is a con man from the South. He's from Norfolk, Virginia, and he originally was named, his real name is Edmund Fletcher, and basically he got in with a bad crowd, was kind of like a raised in around crime and that sort of thing, and sort of got was always a con man, had a silver tongue, and got some bad connections with people, and was wanted for counterfeiting and a couple other things, and fled west with Rosaline Byrne, and now he went out into the west under the name Gabriel Pryor and basically pretends to be a preacher to get to con people, to get in the good graces of towns and that sort of thing. Obviously, things have changed now because...
Thank you, J. Matthews 85.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, welcome back. So now, after all these encounters with chaos, he actually was chosen by the Almighty and suddenly is actually like sort of a real holy man and can do miracles and is a blessed now. So he has been dealing with that pretty rapid shift in his moral viewpoint of the world, and he had, last season he had 2 of his fingers cut off, which I'm representing by just wearing a black glove, since cutting 2 of my fingers off seemed like too much.
Come on, man.
And he is...
This is the class I.
Yeah. He pretty much gets things done by talking and being lucky, and he's very good at both of those things. So that's him.
All right. So I just want to say real quick, guys, we played the recap before the show, but if you're just joining us and you're a little bit lost, you can find the Season 4 recap on our YouTube channel. There's actually a playlist now of Wildcards season recaps, so you can just find that and find the Season 4 recap. Maybe watch that now while we answer these questions real quick, and then join us back here, because I will not be recapping at the beginning of the show. There's just too much that happened. So, having said that, this is what I want from you guys this week. I would like to know, as children, as little children, what was it that your character had or could do that could hold back the monsters that came in the night? What was the talisman? What was the ritual? What was it that your character did to protect themselves from the darkness? If that question makes sense. I think that's a pretty common thing, that most children have some sort of object or ritual that they do to protect themselves when they feel afraid of the unknown. So what was that for your character?
Well, Rose's dad taught her how to knife fight, how to use a knife. They were farmers in Ireland, and it was essentially just skill that he taught. So I've always thought of it as she learned it pretty early on, and I could see her, she's always kind of an arrogant, you know, especially one of the, I mean, she's still like that, but one of those kids who's like, thinks that they're mature enough and they get it and they know. So I think even as a young kid, she was like, I don't need any of these toys. I've got an actual knife to fight monsters. So I think whether or not she, you know, really knew how to use the knife, and she was still afraid of monsters, she had her own knife that she felt protected her.
Zarfin82, thank you very much for the sub.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that answer. I like that answer. Who would like to go next?
I will.
Okay.
Bogue would clad himself in somewhat imaginary, but he would essentially assume whole armies were surrounding him. He would envision Gojira. Thank you for the
Thank you,
research.
Thank you very much.
He would envision himself surrounded and supported by armies of men, and would know that anything that would try to get him would have to go through this invisible army. And even, you know, his family was religious when he was younger, even like angels and stuff like that. He had elaborate, you know, lines. Like he would have Robin Hood would be, you know, he would have archers at the front because he would read these stories and stuff, and then he'd have soldiers behind them with guns leveled, and then he'd have the angels coming over, and so he'd have a whole crew of things. And then when bad things started happening in his family, and he lost his parents and he lost his grandparents and stuff, those things started stripping away, and he realized that it was really his grit that actually was facing down these terrors, and he didn't need those things anymore. So he started off building an armor around himself, and then slowly, when he realized that wasn't a real thing anymore, he realized he had that all along.
A young battlefield commander.
Yeah.
All right.
When Howell was little, he would often have nightmares because his father, who was heavily religious, would read him bedtime stories, but mostly he would just read stories from the Bible. And there's lots of stories from the Bible that aren't really great for kids.
Sure. J. Matthews 85, thank you very much for the tip.
Thank you for 30. And so he would often have nightmares, but at the time when he was a child, from when he was born, their family had a golden retriever named Ginger. And she was the sweetest girl ever, and she took to Howell immediately. So any night that he ever had a dream, she slept with him most nights, she would just basically just cover him. She was a very large golden retriever dog. And she would just basically cover him as a blanket whenever he was like having nightmares, and that kept him at ease on those nights.
I like it. All right, and Gabriel?
Well, so Gabe was raised pretty poor, and he only really knew his father, and his father was sort of he was kind of a street-level thug, as I think we've established before, and he was a pretty heavy drinker, and not necessarily someone who would, like, come home and beat Gabe or anything, but not a particularly nice person when he, like, drank a lot. So, Gabe actually related better to his uncle, Beauregard, and he would whittle him, like, little animals and figures and stuff. So he would have little wooden figures, and for a long time he would like find like solace in that, but he was never very superstitious about stuff. Like from a very young age, the idea of like, oh, these will protect me seemed like bullshit, because if you were like, these will protect me, and then someone beats the crap out of you, it's like, well, shouldn't have put your faith in a tiny wooden figurine. So I would say what he kind of eventually, very quickly
You've come a long way, Gabriel.
Yeah. Well, since I now have a little wooden figurine that I can put some faith in. So really his like talisman was the idea that he would never show people he was afraid. He would never like act like he actually thought someone could hurt him. And he found that more often than not, if you like presented yourself as though you were not afraid of them and you did not see how they could actually hurt you, most people thought twice about actually like trying to, you know?
Even monsters in the closet respond to confidence.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys. Those were very illuminating answers. Thank you very much for that. Real quick, before we go further, I just wanted to say hello again to you mysterious strangers in chat. Those of you out there, watching us here. Hi. I just wanted to let you know that we here at Saving Throw are an independent channel. We run basically on our own head of steam by our own sheer force of will. and also through the generosity of very awesome viewers like you. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing, if you're having a really good time, if you want to continue to support us and continue to help us develop new shows and new experiences for you to enjoy, please consider tipping during the show. It means a lot to us, and it literally helps us keep the lights on. As a fun side effect of that, all tips made during the show go towards unlocking fun rewards that you can see if you enter !unlocks in the chat and follow the link to the reward document. If you want the link for tips, you can enter !tips, as many people already have. Thank you guys very much. And then also, if you sub or resub or gift a sub during this show, you can choose to give a piece of cursed Spanish gold to one of these people at the table. You can't give it to me because the curse is, it all goes to me eventually anyways. So keep that in mind. You can also donate it to the table as well. And then we've already used up all of these. So you have to get here soon to use those. But we also have toasts that are available. 5 toasts are available for gold, which is the free in-chat currency that you gain just by hanging out and watching our shows. So those can be redeemed. Once those 5 are gone, all the other toasts are $15 per toast. So thank you guys very much for your support. And let's see. What should we do next? I guess we have a couple notes.
No.
Do we?
We do.
This is the part where you tell us what the poll was about.
No, it's not.
yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah,
on.
but that is a good point. There are a lot of secrets going into this season, and some of those secrets you mysterious strangers in chat know, and these people at the table do not know. So you have already done an amazing job of keeping that under wraps.
I'm actually pretty impressed that no one has like accidentally told us.
It's
about
pretty
it.
cool.
Frustrating.
So let's see how much longer we can keep that going on, shall we?
But how much longer does it need to be?
Also,
At least 12 episodes.
a few things happened during our by the campfire chat last season. I will also say I'm on cold medicine right now, so if my voice sounds weird or if my words come out not too good, that's why. It's definitely just that. Peter Buxton, thank you very much for the
Lisa.
resub.
I'm not on cold medicine, and my words were coming out weird. So you got one up on me.
So a couple things here. I'm just gonna steamroll right through. Not that I didn't hear, but this is my my 3-hour, 4-hour show. So from the campfire chat, we have a legend chip to be added to the Hat of Fate that was unlocked by the mysterious strangers in chat.
Nice.
So I will go ahead and add that legend chip to the hat. And then before I get any further in this, let's saddle up.
All right.
Okay.
Few other things of note here. We had some people do some subs and resubs while we were on hiatus, but they sent us a note about how they wanted that to get utilized, and I'm gonna go through those now. So let's do it. Historian of Nukes gives their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Howl.
Thank you very much.
Double Up Omega
Say
gives a
Howl Club.
piece of cursed Spanish gold to everyone
Woo!
at the table.
Hey! Thank you.
Thank you.
That would be everyone
you.
but me. That's okay, I don't take
Wow,
offense.
you sounded real sad about that.
Yeah.
Shiny Professor gives their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Boak.
Thank you, Shiny Professor. Thanks very much.
And Janetta gives their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Rosaline
Thank you, Angela.
and to James Boak.
Oh,
Yay.
thank you.
2 for 1.
Grub556 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Hal Melton.
Thank you, Grub.
Gunslinger Randy, or as
Grub.
we affectionately call him, Gunslinge Randy, would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Gabriel Pryor.
Oh, thank you.
PEG Clint would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Boak.
Ooh, thank you.
A Bright Star of Venus would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Howell Melton.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you kindly.
Bondo would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Boak.
Thank you, Bondo.
Or like James Bondo.
Richard McSundy would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to a James Boak.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Folks, go!
See you and Hellstrom
The legend.
would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold.
Hellstrom.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's not new.
Comes up all the time.
He's been here all the time.
I've never.
Would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Hal Melton,
Oh, cool.
who's just learning about you for the first
Welcome to
time.
the channel.
Wait, he's. It's like C. Ewan.
Joke.
And
Oh, okay.
Cursed Spanish Spaniard would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Boak.
Thank you very much.
Because we're not cannibals.
So
Now, of note, James Bogue here is the one who relays these messages to me most of the time in between
Hey.
seasons. So we can't prove conclusively that this is exactly who you wanted to give your pieces of cursed Spanish gold to, but we very much hope that he is as honest a man as he looks.
He doesn't look very honest right now.
Oh, he looks super honest. Who wouldn't trust that face? In addition,
I winked with the other eye.
we have, oh man.
That's just a blink then.
We have several unlocks down here, so let's get to that. Everybody, raise your glasses for some toasts.
Okay.
I just did.
Historian of Nukes would like us to toast. Hold on, I'm burping. There we go. I didn't want to burp in the middle of it.
Hold on, I'm burping.
No, don't say that. Don't repeat that. To the final season of Wildcards. Also, thanks for using my work in the recap. To the final season of Wildcards. Also, thanks for using my work in the recap. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Historian of Nukes. And thank you for putting out such awesome work for us to use in the recap.
Yes.
Gunslinger Andy would like us to toast. A long and rocky road leading back to where it all began. Thank you for having us along for the ride. A long and rocky road leading back to where it all began. Thank you for having us along for the ride. Set them up and knock them down. I thought we had that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Thank you for coming along for the ride.
Thanks, Gunslinger Andy. Toa 47. New hands are shuffle. New sin bedded on the nagels of virtue? Is that?
Naggles?
Angels.
Pasted.
Got it. Hold on, I got it. New hands are shuffled. New sins are bedded on the angels of virtue. A rage of bull horns as claws seek victory.
I'm gonna say
And a man cursed with the skull and guns. And the cards will fall.
Good luck.
Got real poetic here, guys.
This is sweet.
Here we
but
go.
We're
Repeat
gonna
after
mess
you.
this up.
Yeah.
These would make amazing lyrics to a metal song. New hands are shuffled.
Shuffled.
New sins bedded on the angels of virtue.
Naggles.
A rage of bull horns as claws seek victory.
Victory.
And a man cursed with the skull and guns. And the cards will fall.
The cards will fall. Yes.
Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Toa 47.
Thank you.
Bastion Fields would like us to toast. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Bastion Fields.
I can't wait till we do the Deadlands and Drag episode.
And one more from Gunslinger Andy. Another toast to the past, to the present, and to the future. Another toast to the past, to the present, and to the future. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Gunslinger Andy. Okay, now what do you say we go through some of those subs and resubs?
Okie dokie.
Man, people like you guys. All right, Vampire 54 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Howell Melton.
Thank you.
FD Every would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Howell Melton.
That's me. Thank you.
Artful Badger would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Rosaline.
Thank you, Artful Badger, and thank you for that awesome art.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You
Yes,
haven't seen it.
Really
Very
cool.
cool.
Check it out.
Check it out
It's
on,
fan art.
on Discord.
Discord. That's
Yeah,
where we're
Discord, yes, Discord.
Tyrannodon would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Gabriel Pryor.
Ooh, thank you, Tyrannodon.
The Lurking Shade would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Bogue.
Oh wow, I didn't do anything about that one.
That one.
Courtraw would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Bogue. Vampire 54, thank you very much for the
Thank you
set.
very much.
Thanks for perfect.
Thank you very much, guys.
J Matthews 85 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Rosaline.
Thank you, Jay Matthews.
Didn't get them all.
Zarfin 82 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Gabriel Pryor.
Whoa, thank you.
Yes, spread them out.
Gojira 0307 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Bogue.
See?
But not too much.
Peter Buxton would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Gabriel Pryor.
It's
Yeah.
not a popularity contest.
And CU and
If it
Hellstrom,
was, he'd be winning.
CU and Hellstrom would like to give another piece of cursed Spanish gold to Hal Melton.
All right. Welcome to the channel. Thank you.
Stop saying that. They've been here for so long.
Joke.
Also, we have unlocked the first several reward tiers.
Yay! Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
let's see. We got, we'll get to that one. We got a draw.
Draw.
It's not how it works. That's never been how it works. That will never be how it works.
Said it first.
That was how it worked for a while.
Yeah. He rolls for funsies. He's actually
Rosaline Byrne.
Yeah, it worked.
Will you please let the person next to you know if it's wrong?
You
Nice.
asshole.
What a cool fake out.
All
do you got?
right. I got Power Surge. The character immediately recovers 2d6 power points. These points may exceed his usual limit, but any excess points are lost at the end of the current encounter.
Finally.
Pretty good.
That is totally
You guys didn't
relevant.
get it, right?
Also, we have unlocked a fistful of cursed Spanish gold for the table.
Neat.
just in case you guys needed any more
We
Curse
are
Spanish gold
set.
to give to me.
No.
And we've unlocked another reward tier. I'll say this one now. It's called Prepare for Blood and Guts. So thanks to the mysterious strangers in chat, next session, you guys will be able to use the Blood and Guts setting rule and be able to re-roll your damage rolls.
Ooh, nice. That's
So
always
thank you very
really
much,
good.
mysterious
Yeah, it's
strangers.
helpful.
What do you say, after all of that, we draw some fate chips?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And because the
All
mysterious
right.
strangers in chat have unlocked the first reward tier, which is called Welcome Back Wildcards, everyone gets an extra fate chip, including me.
That's fine. I'm cool with that.
James Boat, draw.
I get 4.
Draw.
You get 3.
What?
All right, you can have 4, but only because they were so nice. What do you got?
Oh,
You got the legend chip.
Right off the bat.
Legend chip and 3 whites. And if you're wondering what it is the fate chips do, there is a scrolling box beneath me that eventually circles around to what they do.
If you touch your screen, swipe, it'll get to it faster.
No, it definitely won't.
It will, correct.
And even if it's not a touchscreen.
Hal Melton, 4 fate chips for you.
I got America plus what?
America plus white.
America.
America. Rosaline Byrne, 4 fate chips for you. Ordinarily 3, but the mysterious strangers in chat smile favorably on
I
you.
got all white.
All white.
So America.
All white. All white. And Gabriel Pryor, 6 fate chips for you.
6 fate chips.
Because you are a lucky son of a gun.
It's a bonanza fate chips.
All right. I got.
Mostly
I
blue?
drew too many. Sorry, I drew 7.
All right, put one back at random.
All right. Pick a number 1 through 7.
47.
Grav.
8. 5.
What? You're very bad at
I got
this.
really
1,
excited.
2, 3, 4, 5. This one. It's one of the whites.
All right. Question your methods on that, but I'll accept it.
No, I was gonna count from this side
Okay,
forward.
sure.
Whatever he said.
Nice con, Gabriel.
It was the way I pulled it out.
Yeah.
I got
Solid
2
call.
blues, 3 reds, and a white.
And I get one for each of you, plus an additional one from the mysterious strangers.
This basically means I can never fail
1,
anything this session.
2,
mean, pretty
3,
much.
4, and
Thank you for
5.
the bits. 6
SF.
bits.
SF Giants 49er, thank you very much for the bits.
Good morning.
That basically
SF
means-
John's 49er.
Did you say that basically means you can't fail anything in this session?
Oh, I
How's that
should've
worked
said
out for you
that.
previously?
Wow.
I got a blue, 2 reds, and 2 whites. All right, I think that's pretty much everything, except for one new little ritual we're gonna do at the beginning of every episode.
What is this?
Gabriel Pryor, call heads or tails.
Heads.
All right.
What?
Oh no!
The T-Voice. Thank you very much for the tip.
Hi, Tim
Hey,
Boys.
Tyler.
Thank you.
What
What was that? I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
He's
Also, should we?
He loves this
mention
stuff.
the new
he's pulling our
mystery
leg.
box
There's nothing
thing?
there.
He
What's
loves doing
Mystery
this
box
stuff.
thing?
Oh yes, thank you. There is one more. There is one more note before we get started. We're almost gonna start playing a game, you guys. But it's a new season. There's a lot to go over with you. We gotta bring you in on all of this. Another thing we unlocked at the end of our last By the Campfire chat that we meant to do during the By the Campfire chat, but forgot to do. These guys got to design their own mystery box card to get added to our box of mystery, and they did so. And what they decided to add is a card. When drawn, it can go onto the table and be triggered at any point by the posse. When it is triggered, a random one of them will gain the use of the armor spell being cast on them for 3 rounds. 3 rounds of upped toughness, thanks to the armor spell. But who gets it? Randomly
You
chosen.
didn't know?
Nice.
like that wasn't a card that you weighed
I was
in
just
on
game
the.
showing it up, all right?
Whatever. What? Oh, we've unlocked another tier. So before we get started, let's go ahead and do this. We got another draw.
Draw!
She
I
does
didn't say
it.
it.
She does it like sincerely, though. You know, like it just kind of comes out. James Boak, please tell Howell to draw.
Draw it, Howell. Do it. Go ahead. It's fine.
All right.
What do you got, Howell?
I got out of the frying pan. Quick, down this garbage chute. We've never done that. Play to avoid death, capture, or some other bad situation for your hero or any ally.
Oh my God, that's.
This situation leads to some new trouble, however, as determined by the GM.
Out of the frying pan.
Well, but
into the fire.
Okay,
Into
but
the
that can't
garbage
mean
chute.
like, well, you didn't die there, but now you're dead over here, right? Because that would be shitty.
Yeah.
No, it would probably mean, in my understanding of the card and the way that I would choose to play, which is really all that's pertinent here at the table, would be that you wouldn't die there. You would be put into a situation where you would have a second chance to not die.
Neat, I think.
All right. This is really cool. I've never seen this one. That's
Yeah, we've not. How
I
is
think
that?
we've drawn that.
You have drawn it
Have we?
before.
awesome. Oh, okay, I never
You
seen
definitely
it.
I
have.
don't know if we've used it. But we've drawn
It's
it.
very specific.
But I remember the garbage chute thing because I was like, oh, that's very Star Wars.
Right. Yeah.
All right. All notes done. All rewards dispersed. We are ready. Let's get started.
Time to saddle up again.
The room is smoky and dark. Even though it's the middle of the day, the light that filters in through the windows is grimy from the dust that has accumulated on the glass. And we find ourselves sitting at a table in the corner of a decently appointed saloon, where a group of people are playing cards. All right. I think I got you beat here. I think I finally got you right backed into the corner where I want you. All right, so why don't you read these and weep, little miss? I got a full house, jacks over sevens. And he goes to start pulling the pot of money towards him. Rosaline, you are also sitting at this table, fanning yourself demurely. Will you make a gambling roll for me, please?
No. Yes. We will.
What's your skill in gambling?
D6.
That's not bad.
Ooh, I have
Ooh,
aces.
ace.
An ace.
11.
So, would you be cheating here?
Oh.
This is something you're typically supposed to decide before you make the gambling roll, but I forgot to ask you.
Yeah.
That would give you a +2 to your roll.
It would.
And
give me-
if you rolled snake eyes, you would be caught.
I didn't. I only rolled one.
That's right.
Not 2 ones. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. If I'm trying to gain information.
Yeah, you do, Rosaline. Believe in yourself.
Wait, what? Yeah.
13.
Okay.
So he goes to pull all of the cash on the table, and his friends and associates around the table. PEG Christine, thank you very much for the tip.
Thank you very much.
Start laughing and jeering a little bit at you. And your face remains calm and demure and polite this whole time as you fan yourself. Do you have anything to say as he goes to pull that money towards him? Looks like I finally got you.
What?
How's that feel?
Are you sure about that?
Well, I guess I ain't called, so what you got? You gonna lay down your cards, Rosaline?
Oh, what? I really have to do?
No.
Oh, no? Yeah.
And Rosaline lays down a full house, aces over tens. And all of the other men at the table get really red in the face, except for one, who this just seems to be happening to him. In fact, he's lost almost every single hand that he's played at this table. But he's taking it all in stride. He's just having a good time playing this game. God damn it! God damn it!
What can I say? I'm just really good at poker.
Well, I guess you win some and you lose some.
I don't know how it is that you are having such a damn calm day with this. God damn it!
I think he's got the right idea.
Look, you can't get caught up in things that you've lost, all right? Just wait for another good day to come along and roll with the punches as they come.
Hold on. Aces over tens, full house. That's 3 aces right there, but Paul there had 2 aces in his hand last hand. And we ain't shuffled the deck since then, so how is it that there seem to be 5 aces in this deck?
Well, I think there's a clear explanation.
You
Your
don't-
friend Paul might be a little less than honest with the rest of us.
Oh,
Well, how is it that you have 2 aces over there, Paul?
no, I don't think so, because Paul ain't exactly been winning here. And you, mister, I'm starting to think that you ain't exactly as unacquainted with this woman as you claim to be.
I'm not saying I wouldn't like to get more acquainted with this woman, but I can't say I've seen her before today.
No, listen up. That's, by my count, that's 5 aces that been played in just 2 hands. Bartender.
Can I
Bartender.
up at this guy?
Who are these folks?
You're gonna be a little obvious.
Not if I do it under the table. I have a whole table to block me here.
You're gonna try and do something with cards under a table when you're being accused of cheating at a table?
Maybe. I mean, I don't entirely know what the stakes are. I assume they're high, so.
I mean, there's a fair amount of money here at the table, but the bartender answers his response. No, just like you folks, they're just rolling through. I ain't never seen these people before in my life, but they paid for their drinks, so they're good by me. Nah, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. I ain't losing that money. I won that hand fair and square.
I don't think you did.
Of course you would stick up for her. You've been losing this whole time and she's been taking your money, but you don't seem sore about it at all now, do you, mister?
I got plenty of money to lose.
Some of the other men around the table are getting a little bit fidgety in their chairs, and they're shooting dark looks over at both of you at this point.
Are you always this paranoid?
And at that point, 2 men that have just been hanging out at the bar, having drinks in silence, not sitting too close together, start getting a little fidgety as well. Maybe even rolling their eyes a little bit to themselves, as perhaps this ended up going the way that they were afraid it was going to go. And they begin to have a bit more situational awareness of the room than maybe it seems that they have just enjoying their drinks over in the corner. Other Doc, thank you very much for the tip.
Thanks, other doc.
I ain't a sore loser, miss. All right, I know how to lose my money. I ain't no stranger to it. But I'd be damned if I'm gonna lose it to some cheating harlot.
Now, I recommend that.
Why is it you're sticking up for this lady? You don't know her, she's been stealing all your money.
Gabriel stands up at the table and just kind of leans over. I may not know her, but I know how a gentleman treats a lady. And that is not what you are doing right now, sir.
And the bartender pipes up again from the bar. Now, gentlemen, this ain't the way that I prefer things to go here in my establishment, so I'd ask everyone to keep their wits about them and let cooler heads prevail. Now, I think you're in on this too. I think, boys, I think they're here making fools of all of us. I think this is a setup and has been from minute 1.
Well, I think you're doing a damn good job making a fool of yourself.
Oh, no. I ain't begun to make a fool of myself yet, son. All right, now, I say you 2 walk away from this table and leave that money there, and things don't have to get nasty.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, that there's the threat.
What is
And
it?
then a man from the other end of the bar says, "Hey, you can't threaten Miss Byrne, all right? She's a good person. And anyone who's gonna threaten Miss Byrne's gonna have to deal with me." What the hell is this? I thought that you were strangers here. I thought you, dang it, I knew it. We've been had. Let's do this, boys. And they stand up, throw their chairs back, and smash a couple bottles on the table. We are in a bar brawl.
All right.
Always gotta start like this.
Ooh, we haven't had a bar brawl in a while.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
All right, so James and Howell, arrange yourselves over here at the bar. Rosaline and Gabe, you were playing at this table over here in the corner.
So, okay, how healed are we?
How healed are you?
Yeah.
Completely.
Oh, goody.
Thank God.
I mean, besides the permanent injuries we got from being dead and then ripped from death.
Hey, right now, we're in a bar, having a brawl.
Yeah.
All right, so arrange your miniatures here on that table. That's you, Rosaline and Gabe.
Where were we playing?
Over there in that table.
All right, so I'll be in the corner across from her.
All right. What do you say we draw some initiative cards?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, James and Howell, just in case it wasn't clear, you two are those gentlemen at the bar.
No, we got
So
it.
you are absolutely involved in this combat. Now, this is some people just who have had too much to drink
Right.
and who are ready to fight. But there's no need to kill anyone here.
Oh, you don't gotta tell me.
Queen of Spades,
I can't see. I have no depth perception.
4 of Clubs, 4 of Hearts. Gabriel Pryor gets a 5 of Spades.
Ooh-wee.
And the very angry rail workers get a Jack of Clubs.
Rail workers. Interesting.
All right. So up first, James Boat.
Fan hammer.
Kill everyone.
Who? So is it just the people at the table who are threatening them?
No.
Oh,
Everybody.
everybody is threatening them now?
Every one of the people who are here represented by miniatures are people that came in with this group of people into the town. These guys are all of the rail working transients who have come through this little way station and are getting ready to protect their own.
Okay. Are any of them drawing weapons?
Nope. A couple of them have smashed bottles, but those are the ones over at the table with Gabe and Rosaline. The others have just thrown their chairs back and are getting ready to go over, rolling up their sleeves. You know,
I'll,
limbering up their shoulders,
It's my kind of fight.
like so.
Are you gonna cock your arms like Henry
Henry
Cavill?
Cavill, yeah. Just only if you're watching.
Yeah.
Oh, you see that?
What?
It's real impressive.
You're in my wrong eye. I can't see that.
BT Rich, thank you very much for the
Rich,
bits.
thank you, Rich.
All right.
I'm gonna basically stand up, like I'm gonna kind of start up,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna eye down like whoever I feel is maybe the closest to us.
I mean, that'd probably be these at the table here,
Okay.
or maybe those two at the table there.
I'm gonna do the table over there.
These two there?
Yeah, I might
The
nod.
bar. Thank you very much for the
Thank you,
tip.
Debar. I might nod to you about these two guys next to us, and then I'll look at the guys over there.
I mean, I want to go in that fray. I'm getting in there.
I think they're all going to be in this fray in a minute.
All right.
And I want to do intimidating presence.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna use your intimidating presence. What are you gonna do? You're gonna stare him down. Are you gonna say anything?
I'm gonna start up real fast, and I'm just gonna tap on Life Drinker.
Okay.
Just a quick tap, and just go.
Okay. At these two here.
Yeah.
All right. Make your intimidation roll.
Give me the old Sonic the Hedgehog treatment.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's an ace on the
Ooh,
D8.
ace.
8. And a 7 to
Ooh.
So 15.
And you're
7
strong-willed as well, right?
Yeah, so that's a 17.
a 17.
Wow.
spooked you.
Wow.
Yeah. They've been done spooked. Those two, that's a success with a raise. So not only are you at +2 to your next actions against them, but they are shaken.
Wow.
Oh, that fellow looks serious. All right. Anything else you're gonna do? Or
Not
is that
really.
it for now?
Yeah.
All right. Hand in your card. Next up, I believe it's them. All right. So those two are gonna try and unshake. It's a die for each of them.
4, 2.
One of them does. He doesn't look that scary from where I am, further away from him.
I thought he was, but now I'm thinking about it.
All right, and these two over here are, they're gonna go for you, Rosaline, the ones at the table.
Are they gonna move in?
Yeah, they're gonna move
strike.
in. Oh, on both of them? Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
I do have improved first strike. So
Okay,
we'll see.
so they both come rushing in at you with the bottles they broke, ready to like jab and stab.
If we were planning this, I would have concealed both my knives on me.
What's up?
I said I would have concealed both my Mary and Scarlet, my main knives on me.
Okay.
If we were coming into this. So, I will attack with. Oh, can I wait? Would I?
So I'm just gonna be clear.
Okay.
Attacking with knives, you're doing lethal damage. Unless you're trying to attack them non-lethally with the knives, which is
Yeah.
going to impose a penalty on your attack rolls.
I mean, I probably. I don't
No one's stopping you from murdering them.
Yeah, where are we? What are we?
You're not in a place where it would be good to just straight up murder people.
Right, yeah, so...
Really, in most instances, I'll just say as a general rule for the table,
right.
You're never really in a place where it's just a good idea to just straight up murder most people.
Okay, do they each have one weapon?
They each have a broken bottle in their hand.
So I get a +1 for Florentine, anyway.
Yes.
But, okay, yes, I'll try to do non-lethal.
Okay, so that's just gonna be a -1 on your attack roll.
Oh, so it's just normal. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
you're using a knife in each hand?
Yes.
All right.
And I will I be able to do 2 attacks for each of them, or would it just be like one knife?
It'd be 1 attack for each of them.
So I'll do that. I'll start with this guy.
All right.
7.
7.
Yes.
Clears his parry.
Neat.
Roll damage.
Okay.
Should be strength plus D4 with your knife.
It is +1.
Ooh. Mary and
So,
Scarlet are fancy knives.
Indeed, I aced.
Oh, no, aced on the damage.
6, 11, 12.
12. All right, so as they come rushing in with their bottles drawn, you whip your knives out of their concealed holster, and then flipping them around to the butt, you just butt one of him right between the eyes, and his eyes cross and he hits the floor hard. He's down.
Woo!
And then with your other hand, you come whirling around with your other knife. It's a bad roll.
Yeah.
A 1 and a 2.
I think I got distracted by this guy. So.
Okay, so you butt one of them down, he goes down, and then you slash out with your other knife, but the other one saw what was happening just a split second before that and dances back out of the way.
Okay.
So now he's gonna finish running in at you, and he's gonna make his attack. He aced on the 6.
Come on.
That's my first roll.
Come on.
And I aced
Way
it.
to start.
That's a 9.
So right now, you're at 100% for this season.
100% ace.
Does a 9 clear your parry?
Wait, he's rolled before this.
I have?
You did unshake rolls.
Oh, okay, you're right. Whew, okay, never mind.
100% for attack rolls.
There you go.
Parry's an 8? All right, so he has a broken bottle. 4 damage.
No, I have a 6 toughness.
All right, he slashes out with the bottle, but it catches in the boning of your corset and is deflected by that hard-worn icon of fashion.
Whalebone, probably, yeah.
By your rock hard abs.
Ham bone?
Yeah.
But the rest of these guys, they see what's going on over here. This one, you're not so tough. I don't know what dog you got in this fight, mister, but you better back off. He comes over here with his arms up, just getting limber and ready, and he's gonna try and intimidate you, James Bogue.
With his
I'd
arms.
love to see this happen.
He rolled a 1. What do you got? What do you got? All right, you still have to roll to resist it.
Okay.
Even though you get a +2 to resist it, so you pretty much automatically are gonna do it.
I'm rolling a
Once you
spirit.
get snake eyes.
Yeah.
What happens if you get snake eyes?
Then this guy wins doing
Really?
this.
I aced it
He aced
on the
it.
8. That's a 15.
All right. You look like maybe you've seen your way through or around a couple fights, but we'll see. If you can use your hands as well as you can tap that gun.
He actually starts laughing. Yeah.
Well, that just hurts my feelings.
For a long time.
And these two walk over here. There a problem over here, Amos? I'm just gonna show this guy how fisticuffs work where we come from.
What is wrong with your hands?
What, you want some of it too? All right, so now these three are very focused on you. These two are gonna move over here to the table as well. I think this guy's a plant. This one's gonna move over to you, Rosalie.
First strike.
All right, take your hit.
He's not a plant, he's a preacher.
Maybe an ivy.
Can I attack
Or a
him?
hedge of
Both
some sort.
knives, it's just
Hungary.
one attack, right?
Just one attack.
Okay. 3.
3? That is a miss on that one. He's seen you take down one of his buddies and comes in bobbing and weaving, but this one is just rushing right at you, Gabriel Pryor.
First strike.
No, I don't think so. However, we'll wait till it's your turn. He rolls a 1 though, so he misses. So
Yes.
even though you don't get first strike, you're pretty good at not getting hit in fights. And then these guys, let's see, they see trouble brewing over here, so one's gonna go over there. Or you get him, Amos. Show him how you use your arms.
Just one more step, come on. Just
And then these guys are gonna run over here.
Is he behind
He'll
me?
go over there. Yeah, this one's running
First
over to you,
strike.
Rosaline. All right, man, improved first strike is nice.
Ace!
Oh!
Uh-oh.
10.
All right, 10? Yeah, that
Yeah.
clears his parry. That's a success with a raise.
This is why I hear him coming and I just like, okay.
Anytime you get 4 over what you need, that's a raise. So roll an extra d6 for your damage.
When you get 4 over what you need.
That was a 4.
Oh.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. All right. All right. I'm gonna get her from behind. And that's what he gets for announcing he's gonna get you from behind. Melody Casey, thank you for the bits.
Thank you.
He comes running up and you immediately just whip your knife around butt first and just hit him right in the gut and he doubles over, gasping for breath. All right. These guys are posturing, those guys are attacking. This guy is still shaken by James Bogue's steely gaze, but that is all they have. Next up, who's got the next highest card?
I think it's Gabe.
I got
Gabe.
a 5.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Okay.
You feel a thrumming in your jacket pocket. There's some sort of like low-grade vibration. And opening it up, you see the cross that you received not too long ago. It's just pulsing. There's some sort of like vibration coming from it. Do you want to pull it out?
Yeah. I take it out and I just go, no, sir, I'm a man of God. I do not want to fight.
But as you say that, you suddenly feel from the cross this sense of emboldening presence of some kind. You feel like maybe you do want to fight. And you know what? You might have a few tricks that you weren't aware of before. So Gabriel Pryor, you get to use the Warrior's Gift power for free and pick any one combat edge to use for the next 3 rounds.
Oh, sweet.
You do not have to qualify for this edge, it just has to be of a lower rank than you are.
Thank you.
So would you like to go on hold, the whole card, thank you for the resub, would you like to go on hold while you pick that edge?
I would love to, so that the combat can keep going.
All right, so flip your card over.
Me?
Next up is, yes, Rosaline Byrne.
Okay, so I want to take both Mary and Scarlet, and I like to imagine that she kind of flips the knives up and she's actually holding them by the blade, and she's just going to like knock both of these guys with the hilt.
Okay.
But so it'll be 2 attacks.
All right.
Basically.
So you have 2-fisted, so one of these is gonna be no penalty,
Right.
the other one's gonna be at a -2.
One of them will actually be at a +1 with Florentine. The other one will be at a -1, right?
No.
Or would it just be one of them?
No, because you're using your knives non-lethally, so it's at a -1.
Oh, you're okay.
I was doing all the
understand.
math for you, so
Thank you.
flat attack and
normal
-2.
-1. Okay, I get it now. So this is the first one we'll say on that guy.
Okay.
I got 6.
6 clears your parry.
Neat.
Roll damage. Oh, you aced on the
Aced
damage.
it.
Oh man, these
Aced
poor
it.
dudes.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
All right, so this you're using the hilt
Yeah.
right in the throat. You just jab him and get him right in the trachea.
Whoopsie.
And he goes down, gasping his throat,
Okay, the other
grasping his
guy,
throat. So this one's at a -2.
5.
5 is their parry.
Neat. 6.
6? All right, 6 is enough to shake him.
Okay, it's a start.
So you slam him in the side of the head and he just kind of staggers back dazed. Do you want to move or do you want to stay there?
Whoa.
Whoa, Saint Triple
Thank you.
Dam, thank you for the sub.
Hey.
DYU77, thank you for the sub. Daramo Sabishi, thank you for the sub. And Miyu Fools, thank you for the sub.
And Rail Baron.
Gifts from Vampire 54.
Thank you,
Vampire 54.
For gifting those.
Gift sub train. Nice.
Real quick, the whole card would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Hal Melton.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, so are you moving, Rosalind?
Yeah, I'm gonna move in to this guy.
All right, moving in. All right.
I can take that guy, though.
But now you got gang up on us.
Okay, yeah. All right, you already attacked someone. All right, I'm just like, if I get like cool combat edge, I don't want just everybody to be dead.
Hand in your card. Hal Melton, or are you ready?
You know what? I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not super impactful, but I'm gonna take improvisational fighter,
Okay.
which means that if I use an improvised weapon, I don't get a -1 on that roll.
Okay.
This is pretty low key, but still seems useful.
This is the first time this has happened, so
Yeah.
you don't fully understand what's happened, but suddenly you feel like you can think about your environment in a more tactical way. You can use the tools around you in a different way.
All right, is there another bottle on the table?
Oh,
I
yes.
was drinking one, right?
Yeah.
Can I cast a spell and do an attack, but just get a -2 on both, or is that
Yeah.
those things?
Yeah.
So what I think I'm gonna do is grab a bottle on the table and like mutter a quick prayer, cast smite on it,
Holy crap.
pick it up, and then I flip the bottle in the air, grab it, and just smash it over the guy's head.
Okay, all right. So first, make your faith roll at a -2.
I
Yep.
think this is the first time a bottle has had smite cast on it.
I dig it though.
It
I dig
seemed
it.
cool. All right, so that is a 6.
A 6 is enough to activate smite, not with a raise, but enough to activate it. So that's going to add a +2 to the damage that this thing does. Mm-hmm. All right. So you pick up the bottle and mutter a quick prayer, and you feel the bottle almost harden and calcify in your hand. It feels suddenly much heavier and much more sturdy, and a little bit more holy.
And then I throw it and flip it a bit.
Okay.
Catch it in the air and then bring it down and smash it over the guy's head.
I'm going to give you a +1 for pizzazz.
Yes.
So you can have a -1 to this attack.
All right. So this is just a fighting roll, right?
Correct.
Okay. I didn't do that great. That's a 2, but I'm going to. I will re-roll this with. Actually, you know what?
What?
I'm just going to add a D6 to this as a blue fate
You're going to
chip.
spend this as a blue fate chip to add a D6.
A feet chip.
You got it. It's a feet chip.
For your
Gross.
feet.
Totally
Alright.
gone. Also, where'd it go?
It's by my feet. It's by my feet. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, do it. Add that
Okay,
D6.
so that's a 2 so far. 3, 4, 5. So that's a 7.
A 7 clears his parry. Roll damage.
Yes. Okay. What's the damage on a?
It's going to be strength plus D4 plus
Strength
2.
plus D4 plus 2. Okay, so that's just D6 plus D4. Plus
Actually,
2.
hold on. For a bottle, wouldn't do as much as a knife does. So let's call it strength plus 1 plus 2. So strength plus 3.
Sounds great. Okay.
That's an ace on the
ace
damage
a
roll.
6.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. That's an 11 plus 2 for, or plus 2 plus 1 for 14.
Okay, and with a sense of purpose and ability that we haven't seen much from Gabriel Pryor in a fist fight before, you cast smite on this bottle, flip it up in the air, and just bash this guy across the face with it, and his head just whips around, and he goes down.
I feel like after you do that, Rose kind of like, I imagine the scene, he falls over and then there's like, Rose comes into focus and she's like, nice one, darling.
That felt pretty good.
All right, anything else you would like to do?
I think I will move out from around the table.
There's that guy still over there that's shaking, he's not down.
I'll move over towards him.
Okay,
Just kick him in the face.
Yeah.
move right over there.
Foul.
Hand in your card. Nope, not that one, your initiative card. You can keep that one.
I use it now.
Hal Melton, you're up.
Okay, I am going to walk up between these three, or
Okay.
one of these three, and just start cracking my knuckles. And,
Sound effects though.
well, I can't with this, it's hard. But I will just look at all three men and be like, you all are gonna pick on a lady and a preacher? And then I hear from the other side of the room a bottle just shatter, and we all look over as a preacher is holding this bottle and throws it away. And I'm like,
Wait, you're with them?
I mean, he's not much of a preacher.
We're just gonna attack this guy because he was doing stuff with a gun.
You want to hit Vogue? You got to go through me.
Well, bring it on, mister. You don't look
Oh,
that
no, he's
tough.
doing it again.
They all do it.
Oh,
Vogue,
yeah.
what's happened?
I don't know.
Should we shoot him?
Be happy to.
All right, I'm gonna punch him and his friend.
Okay. So this is without your claw.
Right.
All right.
Just regular punches.
Regular punches.
I mean, I'm pretty good at regular punches
You
too.
do know your way around a fist. I'm not taking that back.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no. Ace on the D6.
Woo!
So that's 11.
11 is a hit with a raise. Roll an extra D6 for your damage as you punch this man.
Okay. Here I go. Wait, an extra D6?
An extra D6 for damage. Because you're hitting him in a vulnerable spot with that raise.
Ouch.
Okay, that is 8, 12, 14.
All right, so he's like, all right, here we go. Oh, look, he's gonna punch. He's getting all warmed up. All right, come on, get through my defenses. And you just punch him right in the gut. And he just, his feet get lifted off the ground and then he just collapses onto his back.
The guy's like, protect my face. I know how this works.
All right, other punch.
Other punch.
Before they
Other
even
punch.
have a chance to react.
That is a 7.
A 7, that'll hit. No extra D6, but that's enough to hit.
Okay.
Thanks
VT Rich, thank you for the
Thank you very
bits.
much.
Wow, thanks, VT Rich.
Thank you very much.
1,000 bits.
Ooh, ace.
Ace on the damage there.
So 6 plus 2.
6 plus 2 is 8. So that is not quite enough to take him out, but it is enough to shake him. Daniel, are you okay? Just takes one right in the jaw, goes reeling. Anything else you're doing, Hal?
Nope, that's it.
Hand in your card. All right, next round. James Bogue. 2 of clubs, can I interest you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Because you got that quick edge? 7 of hearts?
Yeah.
I think that you have to take. Hal Melted, 6 of clubs.
All right.
Give me some
Rosaline,
good. Okay.
King of clubs.
I'll take it.
Gabriel Pryor, 9 of clubs.
9 of clubs.
And for these drunken fools, 9 of diamonds. All right, so first up, Rosaline.
Can I? Wait. Let me see how much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I want to come over here. I'm not actually running, but I want to jump on this table and do a flip.
Okay.
And then take both the hilts of my knives down on those guys' heads as I come down.
I think that sounds awesome, and I also think it sounds pretty acrobatic. So I'm gonna give you your acrobatics
Yeah.
bonus for that.
Yes! Woo!
So Rosaline just
Plus
turns and
2?
hitches her skirt up and just runs over here, leaps onto this card table, and flips off of it into the air to butt both of those guys in the head. So that's gonna be a +2 from your acrobatics.
Well,
Right.
okay. Well, that's normally just on acrobatic roll. It's +2 to agility.
Sure.
But
so I'll give you
I'll
give you
take it.
+1 for it. So +1 for the attack, -1 for using your weapons improvisationally.
Okay.
So just flat bonus.
Okay.
But one of these is going to be at a -2 because it's your offhand.
Okay. And this doesn't affect my Florin. My Florentine is already put in there.
Flugelhorn?
Nope. So
Flugelhorn.
+1, -1.
Right here.
Okay. So this is the first one.
Because these guys aren't holding any weapons at all.
I aced it on me.
Yeah.
13.
13, okay. Yeah, that's going to hit
Plus
with a raise.
1, so 14.
Oh, 14? Okay, that will still hit with a raise.
Okay. And then oh wait, I guess I should roll damage first, right?
Or you can roll your attack for the other one. I don't care.
Well, okay.
I don't care.
Strength. 5, 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know who you're messing with, Mr. Pool. Oh no! Oh, Zan. Just staggers forward. He's shaking.
Okay. And the other guy, 6.
Not you too, Amos. That hits him as well. Roll damage.
How many of these people are named Amos?
No, there's just one Amos.
So many Amoses. 7, 8.
8.
8.
You conk him on the head as well, almost doing enough to take him down, but not quite. But he is also reeling. These guys are not prepared for this. Okay, hand in your card. Next up, I believe, is these gentlemen. And they are all going to try and unshake here. So the one over by Gabriel Pryor unshakes. Well, where'd everybody go? This guy right here behind Rosaline also unshakes.
That's 2 aces.
This is
in a
two,
row.
yeah. You got
That's
2 6s.
crazy flips there, lady. This one does not unshake, one of the ones you just
That's
hit in the
Amos,
head.
right?
That's Amos, yeah. But Amos's buddy, whose
Also
job
named Amos.
so far has just been to shout out everyone's name and go, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" He unshakes. And then Daniel here does not unshake. He's still reeling from Hal's attack. So that one on you, Gabriel. He's gonna attack.
All right.
He gets a 5. What's your parry?
My parry is 5.
A 5, so he's gonna hit you. All right, he's just gonna sock you. Oh, this one has a bottle. All right, so he's just gonna do strength +2. 7 damage.
7 damage will hit me.
Okay, so he's gonna hit you. This is a wound, but it's not an actual wound. It's a non-lethal wound. So
Yeah.
it's going to function as a
Well,
wound for this fight.
My toughness is a 6, so that'd just be shaken.
Oh yeah, you're shaking.
Yeah.
Bam. So he socked you one right in the face, and you remember, oh right, this is why I don't always get into fist fights. It hurts my face.
I like my face.
Arms up, preacher.
This one right here who stood up has turned to face you, Rosaline, and this one who stood up behind you, they're now ganging up on you, and they're gonna surround you
get
from
that.
both sides. What's up?
They don't get that.
They don't get their gang up bonus because you were a 2-weapon Florentine fighter,
Nice.
and they are not, so they do not get the gang up bonus, but they're still gonna try. One of them gets a 5, that's gonna miss. He just whiffs over your head as you duck underneath his fist, and the other one gets a 4. He tries to catch you on the way down, but you just kind of nimbly lean to the side and come up with your knives at the ready, doing some sweet dance moves.
They're like, we'll use teamwork. Why isn't it working?
And then Hal, while all of that is happening, this one's gonna press his advantage and come up and just try and sucker punch you before you're even ready. but he got a 2. So how do you block that, Hal?
Well-
he comes up right to the side.
I think I'm gonna catch his arm, pull it, and then try to clothesline him.
Okay, all right, we'll see if that works, because that's it for their turn.
I'm gonna counterattack.
Now, first up, it's Gabriel Pryor.
But he missed with an
Oh, that's right, counterattack. Right, yeah, go for it. Clothesline it. Oh, it's an ace on your ace on your wild die.
Ace!
So that is a lot.
That's a really good clothesline. Add a d6 to your
That's
damage.
a lot.
Also, Rail Baron 1 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Rosaline.
Thank you, Rail Baron 1.
And Saint Triple Down, DYU77, Dorimo Sabishi, and Miyu Fools. Be sure and let us know who you want your gifted piece of cursed Spanish gold to
If
go
you're
to.
even in the chat.
If you're in the chat.
It's an algorithm thing, so.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, weird. This is a 11.
11?
11.
Oh, you drop him. So you pull him right into you, and you clothesline him while you headbutt him from the side. And he just goes right down. X Diana Moon. Thank you very much for the tip.
Thank you very much.
X Diana Moon X.
All right, now it's your turn, Gabriel. You got to unshake here.
All right, so I roll spirit to unshake.
Correct.
Okay, I'm good at spirit. I ace on a d12.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a 19. That probably unshakes me.
You recover your wits very quickly. All right.
So I still have the bottle.
You do, and you also still have this feeling that you can do some damage with this bottle.
Yeah. So it's still smitey, and I'm still an improvised weapon fighter.
Correct.
For the moment.
Correct.
So I'm just like, son, you are more a fool than you look, and I'm just gonna whack him across the face with the bottle again.
All right, make your fighting roll. That's an ace.
On that d6.
Wow, you guys are really killing it.
8. Yeah, this is a good combat so far.
Killing
8.
it or not killing it.
8 is almost enough to get a raise, but not quite. But you do hit him, so roll damage, which is just going to be your strength plus 2, plus 1. So strength plus 3.
You know, when we're not fighting the cows of Moo Mesa.
Yeah. All right, so that's a 6.
All right, you send him right back, reeling around. He is shaken again. Clearly, he does not know who he's messing with. Hand in your card, Gabriel Pryor, unless you'd like to move.
Nope, I think
All
I'm
right.
good.
You take out this guy here in the corner. And then next up is James Bogue.
So that one guy's up right now?
Well, the other 2 are reeling. They're still up.
They're shaking.
They're shaken. And then there's 2 that are teaming up against Rosaline. But she doesn't seem to be having too much difficulty with them.
That guy's not on a chair or anything, is he?
He's not.
Okay.
He's standing near a chair. Would you like him to be on a chair? I can have him be on a chair.
Sure.
Yeah, he actually jumped up on that chair to try and get a height advantage on Rosaline. He's literally punching down.
I'm just going to quick draw and shoot the chair out from under him.
I like that. I thought that might be where you're going.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to put him up on that chair. All right. So go ahead and quick draw and shoot that chair out from him. Make a shooting roll for me.
I love that move.
That's a 6.
A 6?
Plus trademark weapon.
Well, but
Minus,
two, so
oh, right.
my trademark weapon and then this, I just make it even.
Well, that's a
I'm
good-
not moving, so it's a marksman.
Sure, and this is an important question. Which gun did you draw to do this?
I drew this one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I knew
Safe
this was
gun.
not. Yeah, this was not
you
this is not a weapon. Hey, Lady Imago.
Lady
Lady
Imago.
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 James Bogue well knows at this point that if you draw a life draker, you cannot holster it until you have taken a life with it. So probably best in a bar brawl tonight, not draw it.
And he fought the urge.
Sure. All right.
So that's an 8.
You pull that out. That's a hit with a raise. So roll damage against the chair legs. Well, that's an ace on the damage die.
10, 11,
15
15
Really
plus
damage
16.
in the chair.
15 is a lot of damage to the chair.
But that, I got 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because plus 1.
Right. 16 is even more damage to the chair.
Is that enough to shake the chair?
I mean, it's enough to take the chair out, but here's what happens. As he's up there rearing back to strike Rosaline again as she comes up from the floor, you just quick draw your gun and shoot the legs off of that chair with such accuracy and such great angling that it actually blasts the chair back, and he pitches forward and bashes his face on the table and just rolls underneath the table, completely knocked unconscious.
And then I'm going to just step over the guy kind of next to the left of Howell, I guess.
Okay.
Amos.
Amos,
Which
okay.
one?
And I'm-
Which Amos?
There's only one Amos.
And I'm going to just like put my foot on his shoulder with my gun, kind of leveled at him.
Now, let's try and keep things from getting too messy, all right? I don't want people shooting up the place.
What's the bartender's name? Do we know?
Is it Amos?
It is Amos.
It is Amos.
I
Sorry,
love
Amos Prime.
I love the bartenders just watching us being like, business as usual, but let's be reasonable.
I don't want to clean any blood today.
All right, so you're stepping on his shoulder and pointing the gun down at him?
Yeah, and then I just reach over to the bar and I just...
Okay, he gets the picture from down there on the floor. Oh, okay. All right, hand in your card.
Oh, man, I thought I was gonna see James Bogue throw a punch today.
Hal Melton.
Ain't my thing.
Is that guy next to me? I can't tell the one that Bogue is next to.
That one? No, that's the one Bogue is stepping on, pointing his gun at. These two are next to you.
Okay, cool. Well, then I will punch both of those happy boys.
Do it. Okay. Which one are you punching with your good hand?
I mean, they're both good hands. Right
One's a
hand
better
first.
hand.
Right hand to the right guy. The one that's shaking.
Okay. Right hand to the right guy.
Right
Ooh,
hand
a
to
10.
the right guy.
A 10.
That's a 10.
That's a success with a raise, so roll an extra d6 for your damage. These guys are not used to fist fighting with the likes of Hal and Hal Melton.
Who is? Who is? That's an ace on this. I mean, do I need to keep rolling?
No, how much damage? But, I mean, it's fun. Tell us how much damage you did.
That was 16 plus 2.
16 plus 2, that's 18.
Yeah.
I love how you guys give me the bonuses, but leave that little gap so I can do the math for you. 18 damage to him, which is just enough. He's reeling up, getting ready to rejoin the fight. That all you got, mister? And you just punch his teeth out.
Yeah.
Quick jab out. He's down and out. All right, and then one punch to this other guy here.
One punch to that gentleman right there.
One punch!
One punch! Texas smash! That's an 8.
An 8? That is a success, but not with a raise.
Darn.
So just roll normal damage, which I'm sure is going to be sufficient.
D10 plus D4 plus 2. Oh, it's actually not that good. That's only 5. It's only 7.
You shake him. You shake him.
Wow.
I mean, it's my left
No,
hand.
Daniel! All right. How does this keep happening to me?
All right, there's one Daniel and everybody else is Amos now. So now we know that.
There's one Daniel, one Amos, and also the bartender is coincidentally also named Amos. Hand in your card, Hal
It's ridiculous
Melton.
imagining that like in a group this small, there'd be 2 people with the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
How was that
Fucking
ridiculous? There were less
stupid.
names back then.
No, I think that's dumb. You would never, like, in a group of,
10
like,
of
say
clubs.
5 people.
I get
2
it.
people have.
Amos is very
Queen of
confident.
clubs.
Do you get it? Do you get it?
4 of spades,
Stop giving me 4s.
2 of spades for other Jordan, and a 7 of spades for these guys who the tide is turning against pretty severely.
Ooh, yeah.
All right,
This isn't good for them.
up first, Hal Melton.
Oh, me again.
Howl and howl.
Cool.
You just punched him in the face? You want to punch him in the face again?
I'm just gonna continue punching. Like
His
I never-
face seems to be his weak point.
Actually, can I grab a stool and hit a guy?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a -1 for the improvised weapon, but I am going to give you a +2 to the damage you would deal with this thing, because the stool is a pretty hefty thing.
Is this still my fighting roll?
I'm gonna give you your fighting damage +2 for the stool.
What do I roll? Fighting skill? Okay, cool.
So fighting -1.
Okay, cool. I mean, still a D12. So that's a 7.
7 hits.
Okay, that's all I needed.
So then roll your normal fist damage.
Normal fist
and
damage.
then add 2 for the heft of the stool.
Oh boy. Okay. So that is 8 plus 2 plus 2, 12.
12.
Yes.
12, all
Over
right.
the stool.
He keeps shouting out everyone's name. He keeps getting hit. He keeps struggling back up to his feet. I ain't out of this yet. My name is Jeff. And then he just gets hit in the face with this stool.
I don't care what your name is, son.
And he is out.
Can I do another attack? Or is that only when I punch?
That's only when you, well, I'll say you could, I'll let you punch with your offhand.
Okay.
Well, it would have been 2 hands, Sebastian.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's pretty much it.
I could one-hand a stool.
No,
Come on.
I don't think you can one-hand
Headbutt.
a stool.
Headbutt. Oh, that's cool.
Then kick.
James Bogue.
I don't care.
Maybe you should.
I think you might want to move along now.
Roll intimidate for me.
I think you're done here.
I just got here, bro. Come
It's a 7.
A 7? Is that with your +2?
That's with my +2.
He got a 4. You know, I think you might be right.
He just crawls out of the bar.
He just kind of puts he splays his hands out and just goes flat onto the bar floor underneath your boot. Showing as much deference as he possibly can from this awkward position on the floor here.
You want to call out to your friend to maybe stand down?
Hey, we should maybe stand down.
Come on. What's his name?
But it's a little bit muffled there because his face is pressed flat against the floor. We'll see if his friend's gonna listen, but he's definitely gonna listen. He's out of the fight.
And I spin my gun back in the holster.
All right. Next up is his friend. Let's see if his friend's gonna listen. Nah, his friend's pretty sure he can take you. You're trading blows here, so he's just gonna unshake real quick. He's just gonna get his wits back about him, and he's gonna take you out. All right, he unshakes. All right, you ain't getting out of this that easy. All right, it's because of you we got swindled, so look out, because here comes the thunder.
This ought to be good.
Bring it on.
2. The thunder does not come. He goes up to punch you, and with a sense of dexterity you weren't aware you had, you just bring the hardened bottle over into his fist, and he punches it, and there's a kind of noise, and he goes, "Ow, what is that? What is wrong with that bottle?"
It's a bottle, you dumb son of a bitch.
All right, he's done. Who's up next? Rosaline.
Me?
Yep.
Okay, well, since he's the only guy left, I want to turn around. I want to draw one of my hidden throwing knives, probably from here.
From your décolletage.
Yes, and I want to throw it wrong way around so it hits not with the pointed edge, and try and just hit him in the back of the head.
Okay.
Not a call shot, but I'm just.
I will give you a -1 to that throwing roll, and that is, what's the short range of your dagger when thrown? It's 3, I believe,
3.
right?
Mm-hmm,
Okay, so it's a -3 altogether to throw this dagger.
-3. Neat. Let's
But if
do
it's
it.
Snake Eyes, she kills him.
No. If it's Snake Eyes, she hits one of you.
Wait, what?
Ah.
It just flies straight through and hits Gabe.
Gabe is behind him.
So -3.
Yes.
I got a 5, but I really kind of want to try.
5
this
minus
one.
3 is a 2.
I'm gonna reroll.
You're gonna spend a piece of cursed Spanish gold?
I just want to try.
I'll just put that right here in my stash.
I just wanted to. I aced it.
Oh, you aced
Is that
it.
the first one you've gotten?
That's the first one.
7.
7 minus
Begins.
3 is a 4.
Is a 4, which is enough to hit with a thrown projectile.
Yeah.
So roll damage.
Okay, so for this, 4 damage.
4. You hit him in the back of the
Wah,
head,
wah.
and he just seems distracted. He's holding his hand. He's going, "Who's throwing things?" But he's not shaken yet.
All right, well,
Hand in your card.
I tried.
Gabe.
All
Care to
right.
do the honors.
Yeah, well, let's try. I'm just like, yeah, you know, I think Gabe is just caught up in things. He's like, he's having a good time just doing this fight, so he's just like, well, let's keep going.
Okay.
Just whacks him with the bottle again.
Go for it.
He brought it this way the last time, and he's just gonna bring it back the other way. and
Bring
try
it back,
and
yeah.
Whack him.
Got to even it out.
That is a 4.
4's not enough.
I'm going to,
You want the legend check?
yes.
You wanna use the legend
Yeah,
chip?
this is a great one to use the legend chip on. I'm going to reroll.
Okay. I'm gonna use that as a white fate chip to re-roll.
Yep.
Also, is it -1 because of improvised one?
No, because he
I-
has improvisational fighter right now.
Yeah.
This is the last round of it, actually.
Okay, so that's a 5.
A 5? That's enough to hit. Roll damage.
Yeah, let's do
No,
it. I
'cause
was saying I
he
could
got-
reroll and try and get more, but
Strength plus 2 plus 1.
Strength plus 2 plus 1.
Otherwise known as strength plus 3.
Oh no, that's not very much. Okay,
No, that's not.
that's just a 4.
All right, so you hit him a glancing blow across the temple, but this guy is just besieged on all sides. So he is getting hit by the bottle from you. He punched the bottle with his hand. He got a knife hilt thrown at him from the back of the head. What? Hold on. And then his friends say, we should go. And he finally takes a moment to look around and realizes that everyone else is just rolling on the floor, moaning in pain, or like feeling where their teeth have been knocked out of their mouth. And he says, all right, I can read the room.
Can you?
And he puts his hands up. And the piano player over in the corner, who's just been sitting there with his fingers above the keys for a while, just waiting patiently for this to finish, begins playing again. Here in a moment after he limbers up his fingers. And
Meanwhile, the violin is like, okay.
Here's this, by the way.
thank you very much. And the bartender says, I think that's enough now, gentlemen. I think all of you can go. What do you say if you've had enough to drink this day? And the rest of the rail workers say, all right, yeah, we'll go. And why don't you just keep the money as a token of our just keep it.
Well,
Just keep it.
now ain't that reasonable of all y'all?
And they just kind of scramble up and try and dust themselves off and regain what shreds of dignity they might have to regain, and walk slowly out of the Chandler Springhouse Saloon.
Well, that wasn't as clean as I'd hoped, but we still got what we came in here for.
I thought that was mighty fun.
Well,
I'll admit I enjoyed that more than I usually enjoy straight up fist fights.
And you didn't do as much damage to the place this time. I'm sure that it's nothing that my cut won't be able to cover.
No.
And he looks at you knowingly, as your already existing agreement has set up. He does get a certain percentage of what it is that you want in order to keep his business afloat and pay for the damages that seem to result from these little games that you play here in the spring house.
So Gabe picks up an appropriate amount of the share of the winnings still sitting on the table and puts them on the table and then grabs an extra bit and says, "Your share as usual. As always, it is a pleasure doing business with you. And why not, let's get a round of drinks for everyone who's here."
Woo! Thanks, Miss Byrne.
You're welcome.
Someone wooed on the thing.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's someone who went, woo!
That's awesome.
It doesn't hurt your feelings too much that they're thanking Rosaline
Oh.
instead of you.
I get it.
Yeah. And
she did the gambling work.
sure.
I was just a patsy.
And Amos Chandler at the bar tips his hat to you. Says it's a pleasure doing business with you as well. OG Amos. And goes back to just cleaning down the bar as he pockets the money that you put on the bar counter for him. And that is just another day here in the town of Despair. Not too far east of Phoenix, by rail. It's this little jerkwater town. Not much of anything happening here. Due to the natural spring, it's a bit more lush than all the surrounding desert is. It's a nice bit of greenery around here and plenty of water to go around. Not too dusty, not too hot. This really serves as mostly a watering station for the trains that come passing through. There's the single-star yard here where rail workers work on repairing the trains. And a few other small businesses. It's not exactly a booming town, but it's not small. It does enough business from the passengers and the rail workers that get held up here, especially now with all the rail service being interrupted due to the Colorado incident. There are, from time to time, more rail workers stationed here for longer periods of time than they might like. And sometimes they get a bit agitated, and sometimes they don't take kindly to losing their money. No matter how attractive the woman they're losing that money to may be. And even though you were able to pretty handily take care of those rail workers, there's a slight bit of offness to all of your movements. Rosaline is not moving quite as quickly as she once did due to the constant bit of discomfort and pain in her reconstructed ribs. Gabe and Howell both have a bit of a limp in their walk. Gabe's much more pronounced. Howell was already a pretty fleet-footed gentleman, but this has slowed him up a bit. And Gabe, that cane that you used to use as an affectation, you now find yourself grateful for on a daily basis. And even Bo, shooting the legs off the chair as you did so handily, didn't come to you quite as easily as it did when you had two eyes to see with. By the way, James and Howell, you got that gang member that you went out and collected that bounty on just laid up in the stables. Had to take him dead, unfortunately, but you don't want him to start smelling before you deliver him to the Lone Star Yard. Now that's what you've been up to this time. After making your way away from Yuma, this place seemed like a good enough place, close enough on the rail, close enough to Phoenix without being close enough to Phoenix for you to be spotted. To lay low for a bit, lick your wounds, recuperate your finances some. That's what Rosaline and Gabriel have been up to, plying your various trades here in town. There's been some bandit trouble of late around these parts, and so the Lone Star Yard is paying $200 a head for any of the gang members that are brought in, dead or alive. So, James and Howell, you've had no great difficulty hunting down the odd one for the bounty.
Can I say that I have fear stored in here?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll say that you did that. And also, I just want to put this out right now. If at any point during tonight's session you feel like flashing back to a moment that happened in this intervening month between the events of the end of last season and the beginning of where we find ourselves today, you can feel free to jump back to play that scene out. You don't have to. It's just an option that exists for you guys if you are so inspired. Also, I will say we have unlocked the next reward tier. Thank you very much to the mysterious strangers in chat.
Thank you.
And that tier is called What Heroes Do.
What do they do?
I guess we'll have to find out.
Please tell us now.
It was
I will
worth a
not.
shot.
Okay.
I will not. Let me make sure. Did I say the other tiers here? Yep. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good here on saying what the tiers do. Also, we have a toast, so let's raise our glasses. Vampire 54 would like us to toast. The Nagels are on hold. Wait. No, wait.
Just play on words in the
The Nagels are on, hold on, I'm burping, side. The Nagels are on, hold on, I'm burping, side. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Vampire 54, for not letting any of that get by you.
There's more of those coming in.
Oh, goody.
Thanks very much.
Good.
And then DYU 77 gives their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Bogue.
Thank you very much, DYU 77, and welcome to the sub family.
All right. So stepping out of the saloon, out into the hot summer air, you find yourselves on the somewhat dilapidated main street of Desperation. There isn't a lot to see here. Couple businesses.
You said
Despair. Sorry,
Yeah.
Despair. I keep wanting to do that, but it is called Despair. So if I say Desperation, know that I mean Despair.
Gabe takes his hat off, fans himself a little bit, and then puts it back on. Days like this, sometimes it feels like the old days, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. It's both nice and kind of disconcerting sometimes.
You can almost forget the world seems to be ending around us.
I try to forget.
Yeah, I almost did until you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
Sorry. May not have been in the best of taste, but I don't know, it's hard to keep off the mind.
Yeah.
Well,
And what has been on everyone's mind in this period of time? Now, it's taken most of this time for you all to heal up from your wounds. No matter how skilled your healing and how artful your miracles, you weren't able to heal up all of those wounds, and you guys had to take some time to recuperate and let yourselves heal up naturally. And it has taken several weeks. It's also taken you some time to regain some resources, because you were running very low on funds for quite a while there.
I will say it's nice to feel like we've got a hold of things just a little bit more than we did for a while, though.
yes, well, let's remember not to get too comfortable.
I don't think we have much fear of that. As soon as we get comfortable anywhere, something comes along to make us uncomfortable again.
I mean, the way things are going, money's not going to mean much very soon.
Well, hopefully we can figure out a way to change that. Otherwise, I don't know what the point of any of this is.
The point of all of this, as we all know, is to find a way to stop chaos from being an issue so that we can live our lives not in constant fear of him. Now, let's not get off the track of that. No matter how much we may enjoy starting a couple bar brawls now and then.
I don't suppose you've heard from your mysterious Spaniard?
No.
Not word one.
I guess we're just sitting here till he shows up again? If he shows up again? Is that the plan?
Well, if you have a better plan, then we are all ears. Besides going back to Colorado.
I still think that we need to build up our supplies a little bit more.
Rose is right. We're still not ready to head out again. It almost killed us last time.
Now, at this point, all of you have read, hell, who hasn't read the Tombstone Epitaph article about what happened in Colorado, or at least as much as the Tombstone Epitaph was able to discover, held up as they were by forces when they attempted to get too close to the border. Now, many people have rejected that as flat-out hearsay and rumor. Not a lot of people have been up to Colorado, seeing as how something definitely happened, and everyone has their own opinion on what it was exactly. But train service has been shut down going up that direction, and military patrols are definitely on high alert and very present in the area. That much everyone knows. But most folks who have spent any amount of time out in the Weird West know better than to disbelieve most of what the Tombstone Epitaph prints.
Do we want to flashback then to when we read the, like right after we had read the Tombstone Epitaph thing?
You definitely can.
Sure.
That would be about a week and a half after you found out that the Baron could not be stopped and that something had happened in Colorado. Still in the midst of your recovery, probably just barely having made your way to the town of Despair.
How well do we know the Tombstone Epitaph? Like, how well would we... What kind of info would we have on its respectability?
Yeah, how trustworthy is it?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. The Tombstone Epitaph is seen as a sensationalist kind of, we'll say, National Enquirer type rag to most people back east.
We have seen enough to kind of make us think that when it says, like, giant sandworms are eating the West, maybe
You're
it's
like,
not
yeah,
lying.
we've seen those sandworms, and they are very large.
It's like the National Enquirer and Men in Black, where
Yes.
actual...
Sure, sure. I will allow that Men in Black corollary, yes. It is much like that.
Well, I think this is as much proof as we need. There's no point in trying to go back there right now. It seems like maybe it's coming for us at this point.
So we're just gonna sit here and let it swallow us?
Look,
No, that's not my plan, but we can't just go running back over there thinking that... What
the
are
hell
we going
not?
to do?
What? There might be something we could do now before it gets bigger.
how?
What?
Look at this article. That large man who doesn't speak, that it mentions is stopping everyone from going in there. Does that sound familiar to you at all? What was his name? Was that Shepard?
That was Shepard.
If that's not Shepard from the agency, then I am a fool. Wow.
It's taken a lot out of you all dying and being brought back to life, so your faculties this close to what happened.
Howell, you can barely... Both of you can barely walk well. I mean, I am not up to par, and James here can't even see like he used to be able to. You think we're going to be able to do anything?
I just want to see it. I just want to see it for myself. Is that so much?
Do you want to
It
die
is.
on the way?
Why would I die? They said they cordoned it all off. I can't get near it.
Even trying to get here nearly killed us. We can't take a train back there. What makes you think traipsing across the desert back to Colorado, undoing everything we have done to get here, and going into the hands of an agent who told us that we would not be welcome if we ever saw him again?
I think circumstances might have changed, preacher.
Circumstances might have changed, but our circumstances have changed in such a way that do not make it easy to travel back to Colorado.
And to be clear, first of all, if you don't know what article we are referring to, please check out the Wildcards Discord in the Saving Throw Discord, or you can find it on our Twitter. I believe we've all retweeted it. There's
It's
a Tombstone
everywhere.
Epitaph article not too far back. Second, the large man that was mentioned in the article, the one who rarely spoke, you're pretty sure is referencing Agent Shepard. However, you always knew Detweiler and Shepard to work together. Detweiler was the talking one. It was Detweiler who told you weren't welcome back in Denver. There was no mention of Detweiler being anywhere about in that article.
I think Gabe just assumes that they're working together. Hence, like, taking any word from Detweiler as being a word from Shepard.
Sure.
So.
Look, Ludi was there. She was in Colorado with the sisters or whatever, but I just want to know. Like,
But how will you, if you go and look down in some gaping hole, or you look at...
I might feel better. I don't know.
But if you... Do you think Ludi would want you to kill yourself to get back there?
I know she probably wouldn't, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
And don't you think they would have left before then? Don't you think they would have seen it coming?
Maybe, but I mean, like, I have to do something. I can't sit here.
Hal, we are doing something. We are trying to stop the thing that is causing all of this. Now, you weeping into a pit where the territory of Colorado used to be is not solving a problem.
Weeping into a pit. This is horseshit. You know if Rose was back there, you would be there tomorrow.
If Rose was back there, I would have never left.
You know I had to leave.
I do. But you're not being reasonable.
Howell, I hear what you're saying. If for some reason Gabriel and I weren't there, yes, I would want to go back, but it wouldn't do anything for him. The best we can do, the most you can do for Ludi, is to try and get rid of chaos. Who knows, maybe this can be reversed. We don't know what's actually happening. We don't know what actually happened to those people.
Right.
None of this makes any sense. Nothing seems to follow any kind of reality I've ever known.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I need to get my mind off it. I just need to do something else. I need to do something else. I just gotta keep myself busy and not think about it.
Howell, look. I know that we are very different people. But as someone who has left a great many lives behind, you can't get caught up in the things that are gone. Now, maybe there's a way to get it back. But maybe there isn't. And throwing yourself away for that, well, it's pure nonsense.
It's not nonsense, preacher. It's love. They're stupid sometimes.
Well, love doesn't make much of a difference if we're all dead. Now listen, it's going to take months to get back to Colorado, and we don't have any of the supplies we need to get back there.
Hell, we don't even have enough horses to take us there.
If we ever wanted to go back and Howell, I would back you up. You know that. But this is not the fight we should be aiming for. We need to lay low. We need to heal up. We have much bigger fish to fry. And once we get those supplies and we suss out where we are, then maybe we can head back up to Colorado and see what's going on. But right now, I do not think that that is the wisest choice for us.
All right, Bo. That's fair. That's fair.
So then what's the plan now?
We recuperate. We heal.
We can't do it here.
Why not? Nobody knows us here.
We're close enough to the rail lines. We can keep track. We can get the news. We can follow where the Baron's going. We can find out what's happening with the world here. We're at least close enough to civilization and far enough away to not arouse suspicion.
Don't you think Yuma, though, is... Are we still in Yuma?
No,
No,
you're
we're
just made it to
desperation.
despair.
Despair.
Yeah, despair.
Okay.
See?
Never mind, then.
It's a Jordan thing.
I thought we were still in Yuma.
Oh, yeah. No, I would have been like, yeah, let's get out of here.
If we see signs of chaos, if he is still following us, then we can leave. We leave before he tears this town down like he has everywhere else we have gone.
I don't know that we'll see him coming.
Chaos knows where we are at any point in time, I think. And if they want to tear down a city, well, there's nothing stopping them. Certainly not us.
All I'm saying is, whatever he is, he's a showman. He likes to be seen. And he likes to taunt all of us, me especially. So if we start getting the feeling that he has once again put us on his radar, which, after what he said after the incident, I'm not entirely sure that we are still on his radar as much as we were, then we leave. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing. You were right. I'm not going to say that again. but you were right. We need to instruct the people to not be afraid. Somehow. Chaos may not be interested in us again, but the Reckoners will be. We're enough of a threat to them for them to send those creatures after us and kill us. If we can bring their attention back here, they're clearly not in league with Chaos. If anything can defeat Chaos, it might be another Reckoner.
Well, for now, I think this black judge and his black codex may be the best bet we've got.
We should probably try to get more information about that if we can. We don't know what we're going up against. Could be just as bad as Chaos.
Well, we might just have to wait. I'm all for getting more information, but hopefully that strange man will bring it to us. If not, we can go out and find it ourselves. It'll be nice to just stay somewhere for a little while.
And we'll jump back into the present moment, where you have been staying here in despair for a little while. You have recuperated. You have not heard anything from Maldito Cortez, the mysterious Spaniard who appeared. And Howl, you have not heard anything more about Colorado. But before we find out how you're feeling about that, everyone raise your bottles. We have some toast from the T-Boys. All right. Thank you to Dom and everyone for letting me be part of the show. I have but one request for Season 5. Posse, kick Chaos's ass. All right. Thank you to Dom and everyone else for letting me be part of the show. I have but one request for Season 5. Posse, kick Chaos's ass. Set him up and knock him down. Thank you very much, DT boys.
Thanks.
And from Diana Moon.
I'm out of drink.
You're out of drink?
Oh, I'm getting it.
All right, hold for drink.
Hold for drink.
I'm gonna get it.
He's a getting it.
Oh boy.
Oh man, he's so excited.
It's coming.
Look at this.
Oh, it's a twist off. Woo, good.
Super easy. Blue
Raise your glasses.
Yeehaw.
To positive vibes to the Castro family. To positive vibes to the Castro family. Set him up and knock him down. Thank you, Diana Moon. All right.
Sending out good vibes.
And I will also remind you, mysterious strangers in chat, there are a couple of new additions to the mystery box. So those are out there. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Could be cool.
What could they be?
Anyways, so Hal, after a few weeks, sitting here after an invigorating brawl, one you haven't really gotten into, not something low stakes like that where you feel like you can really just stretch out and let your fists do the talking.
It's nice to punch someone and not punch through them for once, you know?
Yeah, yeah. How are you feeling about the Colorado situation?
Terrible. I mean, it's nice to keep my mind off things, but it's hard not to think about that every free moment I get. Did I make the right decision about here? Should I have stolen a horse and just ran? Maybe I would have just ended up at the bottom of that pit, but that would have been my decision. I would have been okay with it. But I have to believe that Ludi and the sisters possibly saw something coming, and they made the best of it and ran.
And that's what you've been holding on to.
That's what I've been holding on to.
All right. James, how are you feeling about the Baron?
Not well. He did not take defeat well, and he's basically just been channeling his rage into finding these bandits or whatever, and the reason most of them end up dead is he usually uses Life Drinker, and
I mean, they did say dead or alive.
Yeah.
So when presented with the option.
so he's you know, he's been stoic and reserved, but inside he's itching for a fight a little bit.
Looks like that mean streak that your old associate Levi Valentine responded to
I was
in you
just about to bring that up.
has risen back up to the surface. All right, and then how are you two doing? What's going on? What's going on with you two?
When's the wedding?
Well, Gabe has been, even though there was like a while of being kind of beaten down and broken after the incident, Gabe has been...
Just to be clear, which incident are you referring to?
Well,
Because there have been several incidences.
We were attacked by a pack of bulls,
Yes.
which killed us.
That incident.
And then we were thrown back into our broken and beaten bodies.
Yes, I recall.
Yeah. Since then, Gabe's actually been, like, more driven. He's, like, felt like he had a purpose. Because he came out of it, and the more he thought about it, the more it was like... Chaos can, like, use this over us. Like, oh, we owe him his life now. And Gabe can't stand that. And instead, he's like, okay, if he brought us back, we're going to make this the biggest mistake he has ever made in his existence. The only thing that matters now, we died. You know, our goals were gone. And now we just have one thing left to do, and that's take chaos down. So he's been doing everything he can to... Now, another thing is that Gabe very much believes that, like, reputation and stories and the impressions people have is what really makes... It is, like, an important part of the power of the Reckoners, of the power of what's happening out here. So since he's gotten here, he started doing things like, especially when people are just coming through town and are here for one day, he'll, like, sit down with them and just, like, spread stories and gossip about things that have been going on. And especially about, like Bogue. Like, he'll tell stories about Bogue, you know, the gunslinger with the glowing gun who, you know, came back from hell. And Howl with his metal fist, you know, and Rose, the like, beautiful magician. And he throws in stories about himself, making it not too obvious, too. But he's been trying to actively build up the posse as, like, this force that is on the side of the people and is, like, holding these things back.
And maybe every now and then you spread the word of God a little bit, because you know that these people out here in the frontier, especially, they hold their religion very dearly.
Absolutely.
And that's a great comfort to them in these dark times.
Oh, and that's a tool that Gabe has never been afraid to use.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, now, you know, he has this cross, and he's like, you know, I carry this with me every day to remind me that there are forces out there, no matter how bad things go, that are on our side. And, of course, you know, we're far out enough in the West that I imagine a lot of the people he runs into have encountered strange things. Like, maybe...
Or at least heard about them.
Yeah.
Or at least pretended not to see them.
Exactly. And it's not as deep as it has been for us. Like, obviously, we have been in the shit. But, like, I imagine that there are people who are starting to tell creepy stories, say things that are, you know, spreading fear. And Gabe wants to recontextualize that as, like, a fight we are winning. And even if it's just, you know, like, you know, mostly like, well, I heard tale out in the campfire, you know, going out, and just, like, fun stories almost, he's trying to build their reputation and just, like, make it a myth almost.
All right. And Rosalie?
Well, I think that everything that's happened, just as far as, sure, dying, but everything that happened before that, really, in the last season. Not that that's kind of just, like, not that it isn't a big deal, but it was kind of the icing on everything in a lot of ways for her.
Dyin was the icing on the cake.
It kind of was, though, because there was...
I don't eat that cake.
Don't eat that cake. Everything
Death cake!
that they've seen... And everything she wanted and expected to be before kind of got turned upside down. In a bad way and a good way. I think she's seen what's important, or what's important to her has changed.
Okay.
It's not that she's not still going to use the tools that she has, but she's realized her own arrogance in a way about the way the world works, because she's seen that it's not that simple. And I think that she is valuing the people in her life in a different way than she ever did before. Really, at this point, she wants to be able to go back to her family and essentially apologize for what she was like and for leaving like she did. But she doesn't know that she's going to get that chance. And as much as everything that happened before, she felt like she wasn't a good enough person and that Gabriel was sort of becoming better and she was kind of taking this different path. it's not that that's entirely gone in her head, but she kind of doesn't care anymore because she feels like every moment is maybe the only moment that she's going to have, and she's going to use it. So I think there's sort of this thing that happens when someone is grieving or is when something that big, that life-altering happens, that you kind of flip the other direction, and I feel like her passion's gone the other way, and it's too far to an extent, but she's very much all about Gabe. She's just wants to use all that time. It's probably overwhelming in a sense, but she's not focused on what anything means. She's just focused on using the time that she has.
Sure.
While also having this thing hanging over her of chaos or of what's coming or what needs to be done, and knowing that it's likely that she won't be able, it's likely that there is no future left. This is the only time that they've got, and she wants to make the best of it and hope that they can figure it out to get past it. But there's a lot of doubt and fear in everything that's happened for her that she's sort of, like she always does, kind of trying to ignore in a way. She's diving headfirst in a different direction, and this time it's more about the people than it necessarily was driven to the work like it was before.
All right. So all of that in mind, it is a hot summer day in the town of Despair, and there is the body of a Laughing Men gang member moldering under some straw in the stables.
That is...
Oh, you're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
We wouldn't bring you there.
Yeah, you don't know about that yet. They just kind of came back to town from one of their errands, and you two asked them to come and maybe just be in the saloon just in case things went south, because you saw that this latest band of rail workers seemed like they were a bit more rough and tumble than they often are.
We've done this often enough to kind of get the idea of which groups might want to start a fight and which groups are just going to complain and like frumpfully, angrily walk out of the bar.
Right. Everyone's been getting some extra money in their own way, but now that you're standing outside, you both remember, oh right, that dead body in the stables.
Wait, have we told them what we do?
Yeah, they know.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we're like, killing people?
No.
How could you?
Did you know I was a bounty hunter, Edmund Fletcher?
I think at first Hal was probably trying to hide it a little bit to be like, no, we're not murdering, like, we're...
Well, you're not trying to. Your intention, I imagine, Hal, is always to try and take these men alive.
Well, of course.
It just somehow always seems like they get into a position where it looks like they're about to have the draw on you, and James, just in the nick of time, is able to take them out before, as far as he's told you, they pull that gun on you. Vampire 54, thank you very much for the tip.
I imagine that there's been at least a time when you guys were talking about like getting bounties, and you were like, well, you know, if we can bring him back alive, we should. And I'm just like, well, that sounds inconvenient, and I kind of like trade a glance with Bogue.
And Bogue's like, and Hal!
Now, Preacher, I think if you were in this position, I think you would probably want to be brought back alive, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't get in a position where I get caught now, do I? Well, there was that one time, actually.
So we ought to take care of that before it gets to more...
The horses don't want to stay in that stable anymore.
Right, yeah.
Luckily, it's not an overly full stable, and the stable master is he's a drunkard. Often sleeps in the corner through most of the day, so you've found no great difficulty in conducting a lot of your business, just taking over a little real estate in the stables. He's barely conscious.
In fact, I forged the documents that said we had rented out the stable that we have when he was really drunk.
Okay.
And then came in the next day and was like, well, good to see you again. Just checking in on how our horses are doing.
That sounds very much like what happened to me.
Which horses? We have Juliet.
You have
Dot?
Juliet and Dot.
Okay.
That's it. Both No Name and Gussie are gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Maybe we'll meet up. Where are we staying?
Well, that's an interesting question. Initially, you were staying in one of the flea-bitten way stations that are here and available in Despair, but not too long after you were here, you witnessed a group of out-of-town ruffians kind of giving a local business owner a very hard time, and you interceded on his behalf. And out of generosity, he has allowed you to rent a building that he owns in town for very, very affordable rates. And you have all been staying there.
Oh, great.
Also, the mysterious strangers in chat have just unlocked the last story tier, a debt repaid. So thank you very much,
Thanks.
mysterious
Wait,
strangers
debt
in
repaid.
chat.
What debt? Wait, who's paying?
Also, let's raise our glasses. Vampire 54 would like us to
Your
toast.
glasses.
Gulp.
Nope, no sword of Damocles up there. Everything is fine.
What?
What?
No sword of Damocles up there. Everything is fine.
What?
Set him up and knock him down. Thank you very much, Vampire 54.
Ominous.
So, are you guys going to go take care of that body in the stable before it gets too ripe? I mean, there's only so much you can drunkenly sleep through. Putrefaction is one that's eventually going to get to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God!
They're all dead!
Killed everyone.
Wait, can you have a water?
Oh wow.
Ow. Wow. Okay. You're next.
It's hard to get up.
I thought about it, but I'm not going to do it.
What do you want?
No, nothing. I'm fine. All right.
Yep. So we will
Yes.
move there and.
Are they going with you?
I mean, you're welcome to
I think we'd come along.
I don't think...
Okay.
Unless we
Okay.
have somewhere else to. I mean,
Go see Juliet.
what time of day is it? Oh,
It's afternoon.
Middle of the day.
Yeah. What else do we have going on today?
Tony.
With the carnival's in town.
Oh, the carnival. Well,
It
of course
absolutely
it
is
is.
not.
That one carnival we were looking for.
Chaos is here if you want to.
I think that if there's a little time, they're doing something else. How big is this house we have?
It's enough for the two of you to share a room, and James and Bo can each have their own room.
James and Bogue?
James and Bo! James and Howell.
James
All right, time for
Bo.
bed.
What?
Go to your bed, Bo. Okay, James.
You're
This
the
I can
multiple
see
man
perfectly.
Hal just is in the living room. Like, well,
Oh man, every night this happens.
Should have had a bed. Oh well.
oh no.
Why? What do you got going on
Because
today
I
that's
think-
so goddamn
I
important?
think Rose would pull Gabe back to the house. She'd use the opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah, that makes sense. We kind of like probably after just whacking everybody in the thing. It's like, all right, feeling good.
your blood's up. You just got a bunch of money. Time to go back to the house for some R&R. Damage dice. Thank you very much for the raid.
Thank you.
Thanks for the raid.
All right, so the two of you are heading to the stable then.
Yeah.
All right, so you walk your way on down to the stable, which has no name. It doesn't even have a placard out front. It's just a stable in function, in
It's got a
apparent
placard.
function.
It just says "Drunk Guy's Stable."
It doesn't, but it might as well, because sitting out front in a chair that is just kind of back against the wall is the slovenly, drunken, and very much asleep stable owner.
I mean, we just...
Go in on that
Yeah,
thing. He was like that when we got here.
yeah.
He was.
We'll just...
Free lunch!
Free lunch, thank you.
Free lunch! Thank you for the
no.
tip.
There's no such thing as
No such
them.
thing as you.
Wait,
There's a free lunch.
Free lunch!
There ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
Oh, no, I don't like that at all.
All right, so you're just walking into the stable?
Yep.
All right, so it is hot in here, and it is starting to smell a little bit. There's just a couple horses in here, Dot, Juliet, and a couple other horses that belong to some of the people that live and work hereabouts. But it is dark and hot, and the air is heavy here in the stable.
So where do we need to get this body to?
To the Lone Star Rails office.
How far is that? Do we just drag
It's
it
in
through town?
it's in
or
town.
Do we just drag it through town, or like do we?
I don't know. How do you deliver a
How
dead?
do you
How do you
deliver a
deliver a dead
I
bounty?
feel like we probably put it in like a potato sack or something.
I mean we can just sling him over Dot, and I can just pull Dot into town.
Yeah, but I feel like it's worse if the people in town see a dead body going through. You know.
Throw a blanket over.
They hired us to take care of it.
And this is one of the
Yeah.
bandits that have been terrorizing the town. There's actually been a fair amount of armed robberies of trains that have come through of late, and it's put everyone on edge. So it might kind
It's good
of
for your reputation.
release a little bit of the tension in town to see one of
Okay.
these gang
All right.
members brought to justice.
So let's flip that around. Let's parade him through town and yell, "Hey, we got this man."
We got it!
Bernie style. You want to?
Hey, I'm dead! That's That's not what they did in
No,
Weekend
that's
of
not
Bernie's.
gonna go.
Really?
It's the opposite of it.
It's not gonna
I'll have to
go.
rewatch Weekend at Bernie's. Anyway.
And while you debate the finer points of whether or not you should put him over the back of Dot or wire him up to some sort of bizarre marionette system,
How chaos of you.
can both of you make a notice roll for me, please?
Probably just to see how bad he smells now.
He's gone.
So this
Bernie's
is a
back.
-2?
What's up?
This is a -2 for me?
No, it's only things that require depth perception.
Okay.
Nose depth perception? How big are your nostrils?
Are you gonna roll in his dice tray as well?
We share a dice tray.
There's a whole table here.
We use the same dice tray.
That's okay. Yeah, double standards. That's right. All right, what do you got?
I got a 5.
A 5? What'd you get?
6.
6. All right. So both of you, as you're just kind of uncovering the straw that you've shoved over this dead man, feel the hairs on the back of your necks prickle a bit, and suddenly become aware that you are not alone in this stable.
Oh, Dot. Oh, right.
I'm gonna just turn around and say, like, what is that? You feel that?
There's no one behind you, but you still have that sensation of being watched. And your eyes move slowly up to the darkened loft here in the stable, and you
Posse?
think, no? You think you see a little dart of movement down beneath the loft railing up there.
Well, I think there's something up there.
I suggest you come down here before I blow a hole and you drop through it.
Or bark bark if you're a dog, I don't know.
If a dog had climbed a ladder, that'd be something to see. After a heavy moment, a head peeks up over the edge of the railing. Appears to be a boy. Looks a bit gaunt, bit tousled, maybe 14, 15 years old. And he kind of peers down at you. You the man that brought that there fella in?
Yeah? Who are you?
Oh. And he stands up and he walks over to the ladder and just kind of nimbly scampers down it and stands up right in front of you. And you notice two things. He has a scar on his face that's pretty big. And he also has what looks like a saber sheathed at his side. He also has a shirt pocket that appears to be squirming a little bit.
Squirming?
Squirming. He says, my name's Lane Caverly. Who are you?
Name's Howell Melton. This here's James Vogue.
Nice to meet you. So you two are the men that are going after these gang members in town. That right?
That's right.
All right. I'm in.
For what?
I want to help.
What, his saber, is it Union or Confederate?
It doesn't appear to be either, actually. On closer inspection, it doesn't look like a military saber. It looks like the kind of sword that you remember hearing about. Not a military sword,
Like in
but
stories?
yeah, the kind of sword that a musketeer might duel with,
Okay.
although not anywhere near as ornate.
Right. That's an impressive weapon you have there, son.
Oh, this?
Who's your friend?
Oh, that's Pip. And he kind of moves his pocket a little bit, and a small gray mouse just pokes its head over the edge of the pocket and just kind of squeaks a little bit and then nestles back down in there.
Mouse.
No, it doesn't talk.
Lane, was it?
That's right.
Well, much obliged for your offer to help, but I think we got this.
Well, I mean, don't turn him down. Let's see what he has. You know, he's got a weapon already. Probably knows
So
how to use it.
he's
Let's
definitely dressed a bit ragged, covered in dirt and trail dust, and he seems to be barefoot.
All right. Well, you should probably get some shoes before you do any sort of bandit hunting. But you got a good attitude.
So you let me help you?
Well, no, it's very dangerous what we're doing, so we don't want to put any.
How long
children.
you been on your own?
A while.
When's the last time you had a good meal?
A while.
All right, before you start jumping into decisions about killing men, why don't you Why don't you have some food?
Well, I'll eat when I need to. I always find my way.
Well, if you intend on taking some bandits prisoner, then you're going to need to eat now.
I don't intend to take bandits prisoner, Mr. James. I intend to take care of them the way you two have.
Well, I mean, we don't always try to kill them. We do try to, you know, negotiate things peacefully, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. And if James is there, every time.
Men like that don't respond to negotiations. They have no respect for peace. What it is you've done is the only way to deal with them.
That may be true, but that doesn't mean you don't try. You gotta do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing to do.
Well, then show me how to do it. Let me go with you.
Well, let's not jump to that. Hey, tell you what, why don't you help us carry this body over to the sheriff's office, and then we'll get a little meal in us, and we'll talk about it.
Sure. And he goes over to the body and just kind of takes his hand off the hilt of his sword, where it's been this whole time, and just kind of puts his arms underneath the body and is struggling mightily to, like, lift him up. He's you know, a young boy who is becoming a man, but he still seems a bit undernourished and gaunt.
Well,
All right. No, I got him.
What? No, let me help you with that. It's gonna go on the horse, so don't just...
I got him.
Oh.
Which horse?
That one right there.
The brown mare with the white dot.
All right. So he starts just pulling him along the ground over to the horse, and he kind of slips for a little bit and has to readjust his position under his arms. I got him. He keeps pulling him over.
Okay, son, this is embarrassing. How will help him out?
Listen, I'm just... I
understand you're trying to help. We're going to show you how to do it.
I know how to do it.
There ain't nothing wrong with asking for help.
I don't need help.
Well then...
Listen, I may not be the strongest person, but I'm fast.
Well then, why don't you let me do the strong thing, you could do the fast thing.
So you let me go with you?
We're just taking a walk to the sheriff's office. We're not going on any bandit hunt.
No,
Oh, there's no sheriff in Despair.
We're going to the rail station.
That's what I said. Pretend I said that.
Okay. All right, well, I'll let you help me put him up on the horse.
Thank you. And I do so.
So you grab him by the feet, and do most of the work, kind of slinging the body over the side.
All right, why don't you get
there.
Why don't you grab the reins there, and we'll lead her on through.
Pip don't much like being too close to horses.
All right, well
He gets skittish.
that's gonna be a problem. All right.
He'll be okay.
Why don't you just walk a few paces ahead of us then?
All right. Snacks Johnson, thank you for the sub.
Snacks
Johnson.
I like that name.
Oh, and a raid.
Jay Streezy.
Thank you.
Jay Streecy, thank you for the raid.
Easy.
So Lane just kind of like straightens his ragged clothes and puts his hand on the hilt of his sword, and then just sort of puts a nice comforting hand over the breast pocket of his shirt to keep Pip the mouse from being too nervous around the horse. All right. Which way's the Lone Star office? All right. Well, I'll lead us there. And he kind of walks out of the stable and looks back at you again, and just starts walking down the street just a few paces in front of you as you lead the horse down the street.
This guy's gonna get killed.
What do you think, Bogue?
Do not need this right now.
Look, I know we probably don't really need the help, but if we're gonna be inspiring townsfolk to do the right thing and clean up places like this, you know, it couldn't hurt to.
I'm not putting the boy in danger.
Well, how much danger are we in usually when we're out there? I mean, we won't go out there, but you know, if there's like a safe
Mortimer Territum, thank you for the
Hey,
resub.
thanks for the resub.
place, he could maybe keep watch with a rifle or something.
I don't think giving this boy a gun is going to be a wise decision.
We teach him how to use it, maybe, but you know, let's not just throw him away.
Let's start slow.
All right.
Let's get some food in him,
Yeah. Let's get him some boots.
suss out his story, and then we can take it from there.
All right.
All right, so you're heading to Lone Star?
Yeah.
All right, and you guys are still back regaining your strength. So,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
yes, so we'll go ahead and have you guys go to the Lone Star office, which is down by the tracks.
I go to knock on the door of the house as we go by. Just like, hey, do you guys want? Nope. Okay.
Do you actually go by?
No.
Okay. I just thought that would have been fun. All right, so you head down to the Lone Star office. And
We would have been like, "Oh, is this another one of your children? Come and get money from them."
Oh, you guys are home this time. Well, here.
You know, let me go see if Gabe and Rose want to join us for dinner.
Yeah, why not?
all right, so you head down to the Lone Star office. And it seems to be fairly busy as per usual. Lone Star is one of the smaller spur rail lines around here that operates some of the trains in this area. A lot of their workers are sort of stuck here in town for the time being, and they're still trying to keep as much of their operation going despite all of the holdups and all of the hardship that they've encountered of late. There is one of the men you recognize as one you've seen in charge in the office before, by the name of Orton Gillespie.
Gillespie or Gillespie?
Gillespie, sorry.
Okay.
I always want to do the soft G. Orton Gillespie.
I think soft G is generally better.
Shut up.
What was
You
the kid's
shut
name
up.
again?
We don't care what you think.
The kid's name?
Yeah.
Lane Caverly.
Lane Cavalry. Okay. So we take the body off the horse and take it inside, I assume?
Well, we go in and let him know that we've got one on the horse out here.
Got another one?
Yeah.
Well, much obliged. We'll have to take a look at him. Verify he is one of the Laughing Men, but I assume he's wearing the various accoutrements.
He's got him.
And he is, yeah. He's got that distinctively bright blue bandana around his neck. You had to tie it back up there after roughing him up a bit, and then unfortunately having to shoot him when he almost was going to get the jump on Howl. But yeah, he's wearing it. And Lane pipes up. That's right, and I helped.
He helped bring him from the stables to here, sure.
So does that mean that he'll be taking a share of the bounty?
No.
He's on an intern basis right now.
Wow. I see.
Unpaid.
Going slow, went to intern real quick. All right.
Unpaid intern. That's where you start.
Uh-huh.
I see. All right, well, I'll have one of my men come out there and take a look, and then you'll get paid the money you're owed. Should we be expecting you to be operating as a trio from time forward?
We'll see, you know. Depends on how the kid does. But for now, it's just the two of us.
All right. Well, I'll have one of my men check it out, and we'll get you paid. Doing this community a service in this rail line as well. Thank you kindly, gentlemen.
You're mighty welcome.
And that offer still stands. Any one of them you can round up. These varmints have been far too hard to chase out of their holes.
We're doing our best.
And again, any information on who it is that's leading this outfit, you let us know. Might be easier to question one of them if you brought them in alive.
Yeah, sure would.
Men like this that cause this kind of hurt and hardship in a town don't deserve to be afforded the same respect that good, honest, hard-working folk do. All right, son. Well, good day to you.
Good day.
So one of the Lone Star men comes out and takes a look at the guy and pulls him off the horse and pulls him into the office, and another one comes out and counts out the bills for you. Gives you $200.
Yeehaw.
Confederate.
Let's say we get some dinner, huh?
Yeah, that sounds mighty nice. What's a good place to eat around here?
First, let's raise our glasses. We got a toast from free lunch.
For lunch!
I don't exist!
I
don't exist!
Set him up and knock him down. Thank you very much, free lunch.
Cheeky.
Otherwise known as BSB Care.
That's pretty funny. I
Cheeky.
like it.
Also, Snacks Johnson would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold
Snacks, Johnson!
to Hal Melton.
Thank you.
And Mortem and Territon would
You're
like to give
rolling in
their
it.
piece of cursed Spanish gold to a Hal Melton.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Oh.
Look at this tower I got. Thank you
at
so
You
you.
have
much.
quite a tower.
Look at you.
This goes up top.
You're doing so well.
It's not a race or a competition.
Yeah!
No, it's not. My gold is your gold.
I can't tell how if they're higher
I
or
think
not.
it is.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. it's-
No,
So,
your gold
uh,
is his gold.
When are we going out next?
Well, we're mighty hungry, so we're gonna have a meal, and maybe we can learn about who you are and where you came from.
Oh. No Pip and I prefer to eat alone.
All right, then you're gonna hunt alone, because if we're gonna be working together, we ain't, you know, spend our meals apart when we're out on the hunt. We're gonna be, you know, spending a night out there in the camp. And
So if I come eat with you, you take me with you.
Well, we'll see. We don't know who you are yet.
I don't trust a man I haven't eaten with first. Gotta break bread.
That's true. It took weeks for me. I kept on inviting him to lunch, and he was like, nah. I'm like, well, why not?
No free lunch, he said.
Well, you won't trust me if you won't have meals. We got a weird thing going on.
Cousins. No, we're not.
And best friends.
And best friend.
And maybe more.
He just kind of stares at you impassively.
Hey, what's with the rat?
Pip's a mouse.
Oh, sorry. We called them all the same back at the ranch, but it's cute though.
Well, there's a difference.
I know.
Mice are smaller, and they tend to have a much more genial disposition. Rats are larger and less agile, more uncouth. A mouse has the speed and the stealth to not be noticed
All right.
You
until
tell
it's
me.
too late.
You tell me, is Pip up for this?
Pip? He's up for anything. He's one of the bravest creatures I've yet had the good fortune to encounter.
Pip couldn't be next to a horse.
Well, you ain't exactly a whole man yourself. Everybody's got their failings.
All right. Well, let's go eat before Bogue shoots you.
I'll eat with you if that's what it's gonna take, but I'll eat near you. I ain't exactly ready to trust either.
Works both ways, but all right.
All right, and you lead on. But shouldn't we go collect your associates?
Oh yeah, I guess. Wait, what? How do you know about our associates?
I've been paying attention. Like I said, I'm fast.
I think we would, I mean, we're probably not cooking, so
Yeah, they're probably cooking something.
no.
Guys, it's getting weird.
Which of us could cook?
It was James, right?
It was me and James.
Yeah, we.
You guys
We buy food.
people cook for us.
So you guys are heading back to the house to collect them?
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll see if they want.
See what they make of you two. They're good at reading people.
I mean, I imagine this is pretty standard, like,
Yeah.
I imagine we meet up. Like,
Yeah.
We're not gone.
I
For
don't-
meal
I don't-
times.
I don't think we stay apart for very long.
Right, yeah, I don't
No.
think we do.
It's fourth period. We're gonna meet up.
Well, I also think there's
my
there's
opening.
basically an unspoken thing that we all realize that like there are forces that are out to find us, or even if it's been a while since they've reared their heads, it's not a great idea for us to
Yeah.
just go off and do our own thing for days at a time anymore.
We've invented the buddy system at this point.
You have invented the buddy system.
we all
All right.
hold hands
Named
and we're
after
together.
Howell Buddy.
What?
So you guys head back to the house. And in fact, yes, you do not have to cook for yourselves. In fact, your gracious host often invites you to break bread with him and his family.
Aw.
And as you head over, you see him standing on the front porch of his establishment, and he lives above with his family. And he waves when he sees the two of you coming. My friends, hello, welcome. Yes, I was just about to go and collect you from your house, but I see that you're here. Where are the lovely lady and the gentleman?
We're gonna go pick them up and then maybe have a meal.
Oh well, you must eat with us tonight.
We must.
You must. And who is this young man? Is this someone who has taken a shining to you two as I have?
Kind of, yeah, something like that. He's gonna be joining us if that's all right.
Hello, young man. My name is Jakob.
Jakob?
Yaakov.
And he says, Elaine says, what? Jakob. Just call me Yake. All of my friends call me Yake, right?
That's right, Jake.
No, you.
Jake.
Yes.
Jake?
Oh, it's always with the jokes, Mr. Howell. Yes, please, come, let's just go collect the lady and the gentleman. And
Yes,
he kind of...
Let's all go.
So he, this
Let's not knock.
this balding, very, very, very genial man starts walking over.
Why would we knock on our house?
Very true.
And gives a knock on the door.
I probably would, actually. Knowing that Rose is...
Hal probably would, yeah. Just in case. At any point, Rose could potentially be indecent. And Hal, it is his nightmare to accidentally walk
Knowing
in.
that, Rose often leaves the door open.
Okay, so he goes to knock on the door and it swings in. Oh, I see they are expecting us. Hello?
Well,
Miss
how-
Rosaline, Mr. Gabriel.
Was it dinner time already?
Yes, it is, and look who I have found outside. I have found
You
Mr.
guys are
James.
literally just reading.
We'll be out in just a moment, Jacob. Gabe has been...
Please, call me Yake.
Yeah, of course, Jake. Gabe has actually been just like sitting there for a while, kind of like flexing his... He's taken off his glove, and he's flexing his hand with just the 3 fingers, and just kind of been like, you know, it's strange. Even though they're gone, I still feel like they're there when I move it. What do you think makes that happen?
I don't know.
We should wait here outside.
Fair.
It's impolite to begin
Clearly
eating
not.
without everyone.
All right, well, they're going to expect us to show up with clothes on and ready to eat, so...
I suppose so.
So how has your day been? Anything productive going on?
Yeah, we got one of those laughing bandits off to the rail station.
Oh, good for you. Those people are a plague to this town.
Good for everyone, I say.
Now, all of us people who were born here, like me and you, all of us who belong here, it's good that they are gone to keep the place safe for honest, hard-working people who are from here like you and me.
That's right, Jake. Yep.
Exactly.
What's with this guy?
Just go with it.
Jake is from Pennsylvania.
Sure.
That's what he has always told you anytime you ask. He's from
How does he say Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I've always heard the Pennsylvania Dutch have strange accents, you know?
So after a moment, you two get dressed and come out. Ah, yes, there you are. The lady and the gentleman here to join us with the other gentleman and the young gentleman here for dinner.
This one's new. Is he yours?
No, he's...
Oh, no, not one of mine. No, I sometimes lose track, but this one is definitely, I would remember seeing him before. No, he has not said his name. What is his name? What is your name? Lane?
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Lane. What is it that you're doing with all of us this evening?
He seems to get really red in the face when you ask him that question, Rose. I was just talking to...
That's
All right,
Rose.
well, if you're here to scam Bogue out of money, we are not going to judge you. But you should know that it's not going to work.
No, what? No, I have a business proposition, that's all, and we have not yet finished discussing it.
All right, well, it sounds like I'm right on the money then.
It does indeed. What is it about you, James, that this keeps happening?
Yeah, what is it about?
Oh,
I've said it
please.
before, and I will say it again. You walk into a town and you see James, and that guy, he goes, that man is a mark. Not as much as Howell, but he looks like a mark.
Oh, please, we can save all this talk of business and marks for dinner. We should break bread together. Please, come with me to the house. And he starts walking over. Can all of you make a notice roll for me, please? And Lane's gonna make one as well.
Ooh, snake eyes.
Ooh, Lane aced on both dice.
What the hell?
Wow.
I got a 3.
He's the anti-Bogue.
Yeah.
You got a 5.
13.
I got 2 4s.
So, just 1 4?
Right. But
You're gonna re-roll.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of
wanna
doubles going on. so
lose
far.
his other eye. You know,
Yeah, I know.
currently.
Oh, lemon juice comes out of nowhere. Ooh, wow, it's close.
Jake just spits
it's a
your
7.
A 7? So 7, 4,
Is that
Five.
minus-
5,
3.
3.
Is it minus something because you're on?
No, it's only for depth perception.
Okay, so Gabe, you are still a little bit fascinated with this sensation of phantom fingers that you've been feeling all afternoon. The rest of you notice that Lane seems to have put his hand on the hilt of his sword and is staring across the street. And just following his gaze, you see a couple of men that you recognize as local rail workers that have been here for a while, just staring daggers at Jake, Mr. Miller, when they start walking across the street. So I believe we have a nice stew this evening. It's something that Mrs. Miller has been working on most of the day. It's been simmering for a while. Hey! You! What do we tell you about coming out here in the street and just talking all funny like you do, all right? You keep that shit in your house. Oh, gentlemen, hello, good evening to you. Yes, no, I'm just taking my friends over for, there's no problem here. Oh no, we got a problem. Jakob, we got a problem. Cause we told you to keep that shit over in your house, in your business that ain't none of us gonna come and give you a red cent of.
I'm sorry, do you own this street?
No, miss, we don't own this street,
Well,
but neither do these folks who ain't from here.
Well, that's interesting, because the way you talk about it, it seems as though you do think you own it. Now, our friend here was just walking through the street, being very hospitable. So,
Hold for secrets. I'm gonna walk up to this guy.
Gabe seems to lose his trail of thought for a moment as you walk up to him,
I'm
Hal.
gonna walk up to this guy, throw my hat on the ground, and just go, "We got a problem?"
no.
Oh, what? We got problems? You want to
Hal.
stand up for this foreigner?
Excuse me. You
What?
don't believe in God.
I'm sorry?
Do you believe in God, our Lord Almighty?
And the two men just kind of look at each other. And they say, what, are you asking if we go to church or something? What,
I'm sorry, was there something unclear about my question? It was pretty straightforward, a yes or no.
No. In fact, I don't. All right, I've seen too much of my fair of hardship out here and too much bad stuff happening to folks that don't deserve it, including people like Mr. Jakob here coming in and clearing
What the
out...
hell kind of person are you out here? In this hellscape? You're acting like that ain't something that's helping people.
I'm sorry, mister, you got a problem?
I believe I do have a problem.
Oh, well, do you want to do
Now you're
something
coming
about
out
it?
here on these streets harassing innocent people with your godless ways.
So this is very upsetting to you guys, because this is not a tactic you've seen Gabriel use before. Now, Mr. Gabriel, it's fine. There's
No, it is
problem.
not fine. It is not fine at all.
Well, do you want to do something about it, Mr. Gabriel?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Well, why don't we step out here?
Whoa, cool it. Whoa.
I'm already out.
Wait, just a moment. I don't think that you want to walk into this.
I think I want them to walk into this.
Oh, I see you got your lady protecting you here,
She ain't
preacher.
protecting me. I got something bigger protecting
Stop.
me.
Oh, is that so?
That's right.
Stop. Come
Gabriel.
on.
What, you want some too? Come on!
Shut
Oh,
your
you don't
mouth.
need to talk to them. I got it handled.
Preacher, cool it. What are you talking about?
What, you gonna let everyone else fight your battles for you? You gonna fight them yourself? Now, gentlemen, please, it's fine. There's no need for trouble. We were just going back inside.
I believe I've made it very
street.
clear there is need for trouble.
Gabriel.
Preacher, what are you doing?
Make a smarts roll for me, Gabe.
All right. 7.
7? You realize that you are maybe acting a bit aggressively, and perhaps you are aggravating the situation, and maybe your friends are correct.
All right. I'll let you go your way and we can go ours.
Oh, I see. Sure, yeah. Fine.
But you better consider yourself lucky.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, we're real scared. Yes, no, we are all very lucky gentlemen this evening. We will go inside and I will remain in my shop. You won't see me on the street anymore, gentlemen. It's all okay.
No, you don't have to do that.
It's all okay. Miss Rosalind, let's just go and have a nice meal. Good evening to you, gentlemen. We'll see you around. And they just kind of spit at his feet, thump each other on the shoulder, and turn and walk away.
Anyone know their names? Who are those two?
Those two? Why, that's Burton Warwick and Hoyt Greenman. Two local boys. In fact, as you recall, they might have been, it seems like you've seen their faces around, maybe they were one of the people that was initially accosting Mr. Miller when you first stepped in and interceded on his behalf. for which he now puts you up in one of his properties.
I'm awful sorry about that, Jake. And if they ever trouble you, you come to us, all right?
Oh no, it's no trouble.
No,
You
I
know,
know.
these people, they're tense. You know, with all of the robberies and all of the strange things that have been happening around town of late. They are just, everyone is on edge. I am on edge. My wife is on edge. All of my children are on edge. They are on edge. And when people are on edge, they say things they do not mean.
Look, I get that, but they ain't got no right to take it out on you, all right?
Well,
so
if
you listen. If they come to you ever again, you tell us.
Of course, Mr. Howell, but they won't. They won't.
Yeah.
They will leave us alone. Every now and then, when things like such have been happening of late, keep happening, and people do not understand why, they are looking for reasons, or someone to blame, or someone to be angry at. And if they want to be angry at Jakob, then they can be angry at Jakob if it makes them feel better. It is, how do you say here, in the way that we all say, it is, it's not skin off of the duck's back.
Well,
It's exactly not skin off the duck's back.
just be careful. You never
course.
know what men like that can do when their tensions get high.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I know all too well what men like that can do when their tensions get high, but your tensions seem a bit high tonight as well, Mr. Gabriel. Perhaps we should get some food in you, huh? Perhaps you have a bit of the hungry angries in you.
I must be
Jake,
it.
why don't you move ahead and prepare the meal? We'll be along shortly.
Oh, of course, and young Mr. Lane, would you like to come and meet the other children? I have a daughter who is about your age that you might like to help set the table, maybe? And Lane just kind of looks at him and looks at all of you with an eyebrow cocked.
Come
Go
on,
on,
Lane.
Darren.
Lane, lesson 1. Learn how to blend in.
All right. And he straightens up and puts his hand on his sword hilt and follows Jakob off into his house.
What the hell was that about?
So I got caught up in the moment. I don't know what came over me.
I've never seen you that angry. What the hell?
Especially in reference to God.
Doesn't seem like a huge thing, really.
I got caught up in the role. You know how I've used religion as a tool, and I don't know. I didn't know when to stop this time. I'm not sure what happened.
All right. Well,
It's nothing to be worried about. Things have been tense recently.
Well, the last
Maybe.
thing we need is to draw undue attention to us in this town.
I'm sorry. I think my adrenaline is still just going from the fight earlier today.
All right, well, let's get some food in us and maybe it'll make you better.
All right.
Okay.
Go to-
So you head over to the miller's house, and delicious smells are already emanating from within, as they do every evening when he and his wife insist on having you all over for dinner. And you enter into their upstairs living area, walking up through the textile shop, and see that they've already pulled in all of the chairs and furniture from the other room to create their makeshift larger dining space for all of you. And Mrs. Miller is already puttering about, ladling a delicious smelling stew of some kind into several bowls. And Lane is kind of awkwardly helping one of the young Miller daughters kind of set the table, but seems to be keeping his distance from everybody.
Can I help you with anything, Miss Miller? I'd love to help you any way I can.
Oh no, dear, it's fine.
Are you sure? I don't mind at all.
No. We have it.
All right.
Please, Mr. Howell, you are guests in our house. Please. The day that we let a guest in our house lift a finger to help is the day that it is not our house anymore.
That's a weird rule, but all right.
All right, it becomes everyone's house at that point. We can't have that, right?
I suppose that's sound logic.
You're
sure.
never entirely sure where his aphorisms and little bits of wisdom are going to end up going. But you all sit down and enjoy a pretty nice meal together. Lane kind of takes his bowl and sort of stands off in the corner and just just kind of slurps his soup nonchalantly while he watches everything. And everyone is chattering, and the Millers are asking you all about your day and making sure you're getting enough to eat and that you're taken care of and just wanting to know what's happening. And then one of the little Miller girls just pipes up and says, I heard that there was another break-in last night. The Real POTUS98 and Axiom, thank you very much for the sub. And also, the Real POTUS98 would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to the table.
Oh, thank you very much.
There's table reroll right there.
Oh, yeah,
That Dragon Show!
Dragon show?
Totally missed you. Sorry about that. We were so caught up in the mustaches.
A mustache.
I heard there was another break-in last night. Now, Annalisa, what did we say about talking about such unsavory things?
Well, it would be potentially helpful to know a little bit more information about it.
Oh, well, I'm sure you've all heard, and you have, all of the, the strange goings-on in the town of Blake. Not just the robberies, but, there's been the vandalism and the breaking of businesses and things, but also some people have been waking up in the middle of the night and claim to see someone just standing in their room, watching them, who then turns and flees. It's probably nightmares. This nightmare has happened for Jakob many nights since he was a young boy. He wakes up and feels a great weight from an old crone that sits on his chest to steal his breath away in the night. But it's just a nightmare. It's not real. It feels real. It's not real. It's not real, Annalisa.
You had this...
Yes, Papa.
These dreams before you came here from Pennsylvania.
Yes. When Jakob was a young boy in Pennsylvania, he often had these dreams. But it's a thing. It's a common experience for us people who are from this land.
All right.
Where was this break-in at?
Oh, I didn't hear that there was a break-in last night, but I heard that there was a man who was staying in one of those flop houses down the road that woke up and said he saw a large figure just standing over him while he slept. And he cried out, and that's when it turned and ran. Oh no, these are just rumors that people are telling to scare you children. No, these are not things to worry yourselves about. I'm sure it's just rumors or, people who have a bit much to drink, which is why we do not drink in this house. It's a bad habit. It leads you down a bad road.
Well, rumors are not. If there was someone there, and they simply turned and ran, then they did not hurt you. They cannot hurt you.
That's right. And if I'd woken up and seen somebody like that, I'd have slashed him right up. Lane pipes up from the corner.
Well, that's very bold of you.
And where is it you came from again?
Oh, I'm just enjoying this too.
But who do you know here?
Oh, I thought that young Lane knew one of you.
Lane here showed up in our stable, seeing if he could join us in our bandit hunts.
Oh, no, young Lane, this is much too violent work for such a young man like yourself. You must spend your time cavorting and writing poetry for the pretty young ladies,
Well,
yes?
James, when did you start fighting?
Writing poetry.
You write poetry?
Sorry. I was making a joke.
Oh.
Are you a poet, Mr. James?
No.
I mean, he enjoys a word or two every now and then.
Oh, please regale us. Mrs. Miller and I, we love poetry.
I love poetry.
So anyway, Lane,
Spotted everywhere.
you've passed the first test. Well done.
Does that mean you'll take me with you? Maybe.
We'll reconvene in the morning.
Yes, maybe we should talk about this after dinner. Everyone, just enjoy your food without any more of these dark, unpleasant thoughts. Let us not speak of death or people watching you sleep or bad poetry any longer. We'll just enjoy each other's company and then we'll go about our evening. And you know what? We should do this again tomorrow.
Now,
We'd be very happy to have you back for dinner.
Now that is a fantastic idea, Jake.
Now, please, call me Yake.
Very well, Jake.
All right. And you guys spend the rest of your evening in good, pleasant company in a well-lit home that, for just a moment, allows you to feel like there is not a growing threat of ever-present darkness outside of the candlelit walls. And then eventually, you bid them goodbye. and head back to your house.
On the way back, I kind of sidle up to James. He's like, well, this new pint-sized bounty hunter you found sure seems to be some of a character.
It's night now.
What the shit? Oh, night's here.
And it's night.
That's what happens in the Weird West.
Sorry? What did you say?
This pint-sized bounty hunter you seem to have brought along with you sure seems to be quite the character.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make pretty good partners.
Well, son, you may not know exactly what it is you're getting into here. We've been around the block a bit. Now, what may seem easy to the likes of us may be a little difficult for someone who is of your age.
Listen, I ain't that much younger than you, and I've seen some things too. And I want to help.
True. What sort of things have you seen, son?
Enough?
Where is it that you come from?
Just wandering around.
From where?
Listen, I don't make it my business to just go about spreading my private information with people who aren't gonna
But it
work
seems
with
like
me.
you must have some sort of interesting past.
Now, Rose, you're not playing fair.
Well, you may. Do you want to make a persuade roll?
Yeah, I do.
Modified by a +2 because he's 15.
I'm trying to see why he's hiding so much. Yeah.
Edgy, all right?
+2. Yeah, I don't.
Mathematic, thank you for the resub.
Thank you, Mathematic.
Thank you.
For
I
the-
aced it.
You aced it.
Oh, double.
12, 13, 14,
Jizzes his pants.
14, 15,
Crass.
15,
15?
15.
It's not that. I'm
16,
not.
actually.
I'm not trying to be rude. I just, you know, I'm gotta look out for myself.
All right, son, look. We can respect someone who wants to keep their past to themselves, Rose. We are...
Oh, well, of course we can. I just thought that it seems so interesting. You're so secretive about it, so mysterious.
You can, even though it's dark now, you can just feel him just sort of furiously blushing over as he just tries not to make eye contact with you.
I'm just wondering if you've seen the things that you talk about. Well, you must have come from somewhere else.
I've seen a lot. Now, Mr. Boak, I'm gonna just ask you straight out. Are we working together or aren't we?
I don't think you're going to get the answer you want from Bogue if you ask him like that.
Well, I want to see what he's gonna say.
You come here to our front doorstep tomorrow morning. First thing.
All right.
We'll start working.
All right.
And, I'm gonna give him a little bit of money. And just say, and find yourself some shoes, son.
I appreciate it, but if I need shoes, I'll get some.
If you're going out with Bogue and Howell, you need shoes.
I don't like to be fettered. And I got pretty tough feet.
Well, I'm sure you'll regret that whenever you've been traipsing around the desert
Maybe,
and you can't walk anymore.
but I traipsed through plenty of desert already.
All right, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. You step on a snake, I'm not fixing you up.
All right. Well, even then. And he just sort of walks off into the night.
Well, I don't think he's trying to con you this time. He doesn't seem bright enough for that.
Well, he's obviously hiding something which makes me not trust him.
Well,
And also, he's likely to die in our company.
Well, clearly the kid's got a chip on his shoulder. He's probably got some kind of bad connection with these gang members out there, or whatever it was you called them.
Laughing man?
The laughing
Laughing,
man.
man.
Well,
He's
then,
been traumatized.
by what?
Something. Whatever gave him that scar, probably.
Rose, you've seen how these things work. Use your imagination.
I can use my imagination. I don't need to do that. There's not time for us, though, to help children who think that they know better than the rest of us.
We need a lookout. We need someone who can hide and fit in and blend in and not be seen. If Lane can do that, and he noticed those men before I did, I think we could use him.
Well, I'm just saying we should. I don't entirely trust him yet. We've had too many people turn on us. People that we thought were maybe innocent enough to not do that. So 14 or whatever age he is or not doesn't mean that he's going to be that easy, is all I'm saying. It seems like we should at least get a little more information, or keep your eye on him. I mean, of course you...
Gabe laughs at that.
Too soon.
Come on, Rosie.
Too
I
soon.
meant to say eyes.
That's
It
cool.
came out his eye.
I mean, the expression is keep your eye on him.
Yeah,
So,
Look,
It's because you laughed.
I
That
know.
made it rude.
I couldn't help it. I heard it and it was hilarious.
I always keep my eye on someone.
Well, now you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, I know, because it was a funny joke. Now,
look.
James says, clearly thinking it was a funny joke.
Wait, was that a poem?
No.
The boy is driven, and he clearly has a sense of purpose to everything he is doing. Now, worst case scenario, he sits off to the side, and you and Hal handle the real trouble.
I can't imagine that he's going to do that. I think he's going to walk himself right in front of a gunfight and get himself shot, to be entirely honest. But maybe he'll surprise us.
Well, if he gets himself shot, I certainly don't think us not being there is going to make it less likely to happen.
Best case scenario, I get to retire and Bo gets a new partner. We'll see.
I think he's liable to walk into a gunfight one way or another, whether he's with us or not.
I suppose.
This town is rife with...
Well,
Men
maybe that's a
are-
rite of passage this kid needs to go through if he's going to live out here.
I just feel like he's missing a few steps here if he's going to start with us at this point.
Well, he's certainly made it to hard mode, as it were, starting off with us.
That's a phrase that James has been throwing out around a lot lately. It's a local vernacular that a lot of the rail workers use, relating to a particular rail tool that they utilize. The rail mode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Using a hard mode is just a vernacular expression.
You don't need to explain it to them. They know.
They know, I know. It wasn't for them, it was for them.
Yeah.
They haven't lived here for as long as you guys have.
Yeah.
We had a whole discussion about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were like, why are you using the hard mode? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Just
and you
sounds a
explain.
bit strange, yeah. But all right.
Meanwhile,
Trust me, your great-great-great-grandkids are going to love it.
Axiom would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to Rosaline.
Oh, thank you, Axel.
Thank you, Axel.
And Mythmatic would like to give their piece of cursed Spanish gold to James Bowe.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Bogue's gold. Wait, is that all yours?
Well, that
pile-
stack is Howl's.
Oh,
Stack
okay,
is
okay.
house.
I
I
mean,
thought
this might as
that
well be mine.
I thought that stack was also Bogue's, and I was like, holy crap.
All right, but that is some business that you can figure out in the morning. For now, you have had a fairly energetic day. You've had a fairly heavy meal, and you could use some sleep.
How have we been sleeping? Like, were we having nightmares or anything, or...
Not as far as anyone's talked about.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Although there does seem to be, still, in the aftermath of everything that happened, the incident, as we'll call it, there is a little bit of an unspoken sword of Damocles that is clearly hanging over everyone's head that you all seem none too willing to talk about too freely. Some sense of impending something. But the time is not yet right for it. So you turn in for bed, heading to your various rooms, and get some shut-eye. And some hours pass. And then a sound starts from outside. Can I get all of you to make a notice roll at a -2 for me, since you are all asleep?
You aced it.
Oh, yeah, that's an ace.
Wasted too.
I got an 8.
I
8?
did 2, but I'm gonna re-roll it with a fate check.
Okay.
I mean, you're sleeping with Gabe. We'll probably wake you up.
I got a 1.
A 1. Well, that's not very
Maybe
good.
he won't.
That's not very
tried.
good
Let her sleep.
at all. I'll layer a little sound here. the night over the darkness.
Cool. Yep.
11.
11.
9.
9. And that's with the -2.
Yeah.
Nope. 7.
Okay, still good. So everyone but Rosaline, who is sleeping very soundly and very still, is awakened by the sound of a barking dog. There are a fair amount of mangy mutts that kind of wander around the town and beg for scraps from the rail yard, but one of them is barking furiously at something out in the night. And then as you're awakened by that sound, you hear the distant smashing of glass from outside, and the dog begins to bark even louder.
What the hell is that?
Gabe gets up and like pulls on his pants and throws a shirt on real quick. Rose,
What?
I think there's something going on outside. Maybe someone's breaking in.
What, breaking in here?
I'm not sure. I just heard glass shatter.
But it sounds far off. It sounds loud, but not
Okay,
close.
so it doesn't seem like it's here.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get up.
You're still a bit groggy. You're still trying to get, but the dog is now barking furiously from out in the street.
Yeah, I think this is the moment where we all wake up and meet in the hallway like half dressed.
Sure.
Yeah. Gabe grabs his cane, which is always leaning up against the bed, and pushes himself up and like kind of hobbles out into the foyer.
Okay. And you find James and Howell, I assume, also stumbling out.
Yeah, I'll grab my claw. I mean, there's no reason not to at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
I would have my knives. What? Should we go check it out?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Could just be someone breaking into a local place to rob it. Might not be any of our business.
Well, it could be a bounty for you all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but we're figuring out what these people are trying to do, going to people's homes and staring at them.
Well, at least it doesn't hurt to step outside and take a look.
All right, let's go.
So you guys open up the front door and look down the main street. So the barking seems to be coming from further down the street where more of the businesses are located. And you look down there and you see what looks like a dog in the street that's pointed towards an alleyway facing away from you guys and just barking furiously down that alleyway. And nearby, the dog seems to be right next to the general store. Store owner there takes great pride in setting up a very pleasant window display, but from what you can tell, it looks like that window has been smashed and the dog is barking down the alleyway.
I'm gonna grab a lantern as we go as well.
Okay.
All right. Hal, be careful. We don't want to be too visible. If someone is robbing that place, they might not take kindly to someone coming up on them.
All right. I'll lead the way.
Well, yeah. Let's sort of be careful with the lantern though, because we're kind of a big target.
I just want to turn it
walking
on.
through the street with a
I'm
lantern.
just gonna pull, just in case we need it.
Sure.
There doesn't appear to be anyone else out in the street.
Okay. We'll try to sneak over there, I guess.
Might go around back.
All right.
Okay.
So the dog's barking down the alley.
Yeah, it's looking down an alleyway near the general store and just barking. So you guys are walking over?
Yeah.
Gabe isn't back just out of necessity.
Okay.
He's just slow.
Sure. And then you're taking you're peeling off and trying to go around the back.
But hopefully too that as we pass alleys, like we have eyesight, you know?
Sure. All right.
Move in parallel.
So you're keeping an eye out, and you split off so that you can kind of get around behind. There's not really alleys back there. The main street's kind of just the one row of businesses on either side, and then a couple scattered buildings outside of it. So you can just get behind the buildings. And walking down that way, you guys walk over down the street to where the dog is. As you get closer, the dog stops barking and he looks back behind at the three of you. And then he just kind of like lowers his head and arches his back and kind of flattens his ears back and starts backing away slowly, growling as he looks at the group of you.
All right, boy. Calm down. Calm down.
Continues to just kind of growl and lower his head and just looks at the three of you and continues backing up.
All right, it's probably just scared of us or something.
Can we see anything else down the alleyway?
You can't see down the alleyway. It's a bit dark down there, although you can see some movement down there that appears to be James having come around the back of the buildings. James, you can't see much of anything. You didn't notice anything. You guys can see, though, the window display has been smashed in, and where she had a couple of nice woven dolls set up on chairs. It looks like the display's just been knocked over, and just taking a cursory glance at it, it looks like all the dolls' heads have been severed and just scattered around the display. Everything's just sort of been upended. But James, you didn't encounter anything back there, and the dog continues to growl and back away from you, and then eventually gets far enough away that it turns tail and runs down the street.
Does it look like someone went inside the display?
Make a tracking roll for me.
Okay. Do I still point to?
You're always so surprised when you have tracking.
I just use it so. I guess we used it a lot last season, actually. Ace.
That's an ace on the D8.
D8. 11.
No, it does not. It looks like the display was smashed in.
Okay.
But then you can kind of, in the dim light of the lantern, see tracks that look like they make their way down the alleyway to where Bogue is.
All right.
It doesn't. It just looks like the window was smashed and messed up, and then someone left.
Are the tracks footprints or boot prints or?
They are boot prints.
Boot prints. Okay.
I'll check from the back.
And you rolled an 11, which is success with a raise, almost
Yes.
with 2 raises. So you can tell that the stride looks a bit longer, like maybe they were moving quickly. Mm-hmm. Your best guess is they started this business of smashing in the window, and then the dog started barking, and they maybe turned tail and ran. And you're looking in the back, James, of the general store?
Well, like, to see if, door was busted out or anything like that, like a window from this
Make
side.
a notice roll for me.
That's 7.
All right, and it's pretty dark back here, and you don't have a lantern. So I'm going to give you a -2 for that, so it's 5. Still a success. So you're looking around, and you, as far as you can tell, nothing seems to have been messed. No other windows around the shop have been broken. The back door seems to still be securely shut. You don't really see anything except Hal seems to be investigating something on the ground up front with a lantern.
If I can see Bogue down the alley, I'm just gonna kind of motion to him, point the window, and then like make this motion down the alley towards you.
I'll check the alley.
Okay, so give me a tracking roll. You don't have light though, so
-2.
-2.
I'll throw him the lantern.
You're gonna throw in the lantern?
Just throw it on the ground.
Molotov cocktail.
Aced it
Double
on
ace! Oh,
Wow,
you know,
okay.
How many aces tonight?
lantern.
Yeah, we're starting off strong here.
11, so 9.
9. Okay, success with a raise, even without the light. So here in the alleyway, we'll say there's less shadow and more of the starlight and moonlight shine down. You can see what look like hurried boot prints, but the ground here is fairly dry, so they haven't been very deep impressions, and it's hard to follow them as they seem to head down the alley. Other than that, you don't see much of anything else, and now that the street has returned to relative quiet since the dogs slunk off, can't really hear much of anything out here.
It seems like we've missed whoever it was. Should we try and wake the owner?
The front window is broken, right?
Mm-hmm. Completely smashed.
Is it like a big window?
It was like a
display window?
big display window.
Can I step
Plate
in
glass.
over the like broken glass into the place?
Yeah, you need to give me an agility roll though, because there's still some pretty big broken shards of glass. You'd have to pick your way a little bit gingerly in there.
Okay, is that would that be affected by my
No.
lameness?
No, that's just going to affect your pace. You can still be careful.
Does the
Sure.
general store owner live upstairs?
No, the general store owner lives in a building behind the store.
Be careful, preacher, because I don't think anybody went in there.
Well, let's find out. I'm gonna try and step over.
Okay, give me an agility roll.
Let's say, well,
Ace.
You aced?
that is a 9.
A 9, that's more than enough to just kind of gingerly slide your leg in over the big shards of broken glass. And you're standing in the display, which takes up about 3/4 of the height of the window. It's been draped over with like a red cloth to give it just sort of like a nice generic color background. And just looking over it into the darkened store, nothing really seems to be amiss from what you can see. You kind of stay there for a bit looking, but you don't hear anything or see any movement.
I want to lean down and pick up one of the decapitated dolls.
Okay.
Is there anything that seems strange about it? Like, was this cut?
It was. It looks like it was neatly severed. There's
Some
just
sort of-
straw and what looks like cloth just kind of dangling off of its smiling face.
What would someone be doing breaking into this store and decapitating these dolls?
Well, they might not know what they've done. If they were just swinging that sword, maybe they just got him in the way.
Didn't that boy have a saber?
Yeah, but he wasn't wearing boots.
Yeah.
Are they all cleanly decapitated at the neck?
A couple of them are, and then some of them seem a bit more ragged. And Hal, from your earlier tracking roll, this too would seem to indicate a sudden change in pace and intention. Like someone started doing something deliberately, and then when the dog started barking, maybe started hacking a bit less delicately.
It looks like
Still
they got a
seems
little...
as though someone came here for the purpose of cutting off these dolls' heads.
Yeah, but what does that mean to us? What does that mean to anybody?
I don't know,
I
but
mean, they didn't hurt nobody, but maybe they're sending a message to whoever runs the store.
Maybe we should go wake the owner.
Yeah, I suppose it's the least we can do.
I'll head towards the house. I think.
Make a smarts roll to see if you know where she lives, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that you would be super invested in the general store owner's personal
I
affairs.
think we're
this
the-
is not like a lives upstairs kind of thing.
It is not.
I think we're in the same book club. We know her pretty well.
Really?
Yeah.
Could I make
Oh,
a streetwise roll?
You'd need to be able to talk to someone on the street in order to do that. There's no one about right now.
I guess I don't know.
Okay, wow, all right, with a piece of cursed Spanish gold, you, the general store owner, from what you all remember,
A D10.
none of you can even really remember her name. She's just one of those sort of like pleasant wallpaper women who just kind of fade into the background.
Yeah, I guess we don't know where she lives, so maybe just wait till morning and...
You said there were boot prints.
Yeah, there's boot prints.
Well, which way did they go?
Down the alley where James was back there.
And then they came to an end?
What'd you see?
The ground is not sufficient to maintain these boot prints, so lost the trail.
Well, it seems like there's not much more we can do right now. Wait till morning.
Right.
I want to examine in the store a little bit more and see if it looks like there was anything else that was like done besides just cutting these dolls' heads off.
You probably need the light. You'd need Hal to hand you over the lantern.
Hal, hand me the lantern.
All right, but like I said, I'm pretty sure nobody went inside the store.
Well, they came in at least enough to cut these dolls' heads off.
Well, I think they cut them from the display, right?
Looks that way.
Yeah, they didn't go inside.
Sure, but let's
Yeah.
find
I'm
out
just,
for sure.
I'm just letting you know.
Make a notice roll for me.
It's a 7.
7. All right, no penalty because you got the light from the lantern. So you hold it up and just sort of look around in the darkened, silent store. And the lantern's light kind of casts flickering shadows over everything, distorting it. But you take a look around, and everything seems to be in its place. Past the display, everything looks neat and orderly like it always has been the couple of times you've wandered in there. Nothing looks out of place.
I lower the lantern and turn around and step out of the display area again. All right. What that says is that they explicitly came here just to cut the heads off the dolls. Now that seems like a strange perversion to me.
There has been some other vandalism occurring in town of late, but nothing that has seemed quite so deliberate as this.
There's not much we can do. I'm gonna go grab a blanket, maybe nail it up so no birds get inside or something. But then we'll tell the owner tomorrow.
All right.
So I'm gonna run back and grab that.
Okay.
Why'd you laugh?
I don't know. I'm sure you're being very nice, but that's such a bizarre plan to nail a blanket to the window so no birds get inside. It's such a specific thought that I really want you to do it. So you go grab a blanket.
I'm actually going to go try and find a quick bird and slip it in.
An entire turkey.
Come here, bird.
Why this place is full of turkeys?
And you,
Yeah, buddy.
you kind of just you know, you got some hammer and nails lying around the place. No, not always. This is Jakob stuff.
I
that's
steal it
just
from the
sort of in
general
there.
store.
Yeah. She won't mind. And you very, very lightly, quietly try and tap some nails into place to keep the blanket up.
We don't know where she lives, but we know she hates birds.
Do you guys watch Portlandia at all?
No. Now's not the time.
Fine. A bird gets into a store. That's it.
There we go.
Wow.
I'm preventing that.
And you very gently kind of tap it into place, nail up the blanket.
All right, this ought to be good for the morning. Let's go back to bed, I suppose. I don't know.
Oh, they've all left. You're the one out here like nailing up a blanket to keep the
I was
birds
talking to
out.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I
go
think
to
when
bed.
you were like,
Good.
I'm gonna go get a blanket and put a nail, we were like, great. You do you.
Let's go do that. Damn.
Sleep.
All right, so you head back in.
Yes.
Everyone goes back to sleep. You sleep very heavily through the rest of the night.
Oh, no birds get in. No birds.
Except for Hal.
No birds.
Hal hates birds. We've just learned this.
They can fly. I can't. No.
And you sleep through the night and wake up to the morning light shining in through the windows, feeling relatively well rested, except for your brief nighttime interlude out in the street. But can all of you make a notice roll for me, please?
How do people wake up during this time period? Like, hey, that's
With the sun.
Oh no, that's
This is yours.
a critical fail. I'm gonna
snap.
re-roll it with a fate
Critical
chip,
fail.
though.
Okay, re-roll with fate chip.
This
You
is
got it.
notice?
Notice.
Okay. There you go.
That's a 4. Double 4. So.
Ice! 9.
9, 4,
Five.
5,
9.
9. All right.
9.
All of you wake up and just take some time to get oriented in the space. You haven't stayed here for quite long enough to know exactly where you are when you wake up. There's still that moment of disorientation when you wake up in a slightly unfamiliar place. And as you're getting your bearings about you, you all hear the sound of some sort of activity from the street. Sounds like a large crowd of angry people out in the main street of town.
Sounds like maybe they got there before we did.
All right.
Someone put a blanket on this window.
But birds got in anyhow!
Don't they know how to hammer blankets?
There's so many birds in here.
Birds
Our town supply of bird seed is all ate up. All right.
Yeah,
I think we get up, get hastily dressed, and
Get our
head
walking
out.
eggs in order.
All right.
Walking eggs.
everyone has them now. They're all over.
They're everywhere.
They're all the rage.
So you walk out the front door after getting yourself dressed, and Mrs. Miller is standing outside, just her face red and blotchy with tears, and she's in the middle of the street, like looking down the street, at where you can hear the sound coming from, and you see a large crowd gathered. And she looks back at the four of you when you open the door, and she says, "Please, you must help him.
What's happening?
You must help him. They took him. They took my Jakob.
Where?
These men. They stormed in and took him, and they have him tied to a rope down by the tree in the main street.
All right.
Please,
All
you
right,
must
all
help
right.
him."
Calm down. We're going to handle this. Let's go.
Yeah, we're marching straight ahead.
All right, so you march down the street and you see a large crowd of very angry people, some of which have guns and some of which have other farming implements or just hammers and things, all gathered around what appears to be an impromptu lynching being set up at a tree down the street. Now, Jakob is on the back of a horse. His hands are bound. He has a gag in his mouth and he has a rope tied around his neck that is slung over a low-hanging branch of the tree, but not so low that it wouldn't be low enough to suspend him from the ground if the horse that he is sitting astride, which looks very skittish at all of the sound and activity around him, were to run off. And standing next to him is the unmistakable presence of Lewis, as he is known around town, just Lewis, or Big Lou, who is kind of the head railroad worker. He's the foreman that they all seem to listen to. In the lack of any sort of authority other than the rail lines in town, this is a guy that has a lot of presence, and he's standing there in front of the crowd, just kind of addressing their shouted cries.
What the hell is this, Lewis?
Now listen, he can't even hear you over the back. You're at the back of this crowd, and they're just kind of trying to get up there. Now listen. All right, I hear what you're all saying, and we know that a heinous crime has been perpetrated in the night, and we have witnesses. Let's say Mr. Miller here was somehow involved. So I aim to see that justice is done here today. And a bunch of people in the crowd just cry out, "Yeah!" All right. Now he's had his chance to speak and didn't have much of use to say. So I think it's time that we see justice is done here. And he walks over to get ready to smack the horse
How close
on
can
the
we
rump.
get to
Well,
the
here's
horse?
what's happening. Here's what we are going to do. Something we've never done here at the Wildcards table. We're going to do a dramatic task.
Oh no! Oh no! The only time I did that it went really badly.
Yes, the only time
A little
Megan
girl
has done
died.
that.
No.
Okay.
I thought we've done a dramatic.
I was really
I've
upset.
never. I don't know what the hell this
Do it
is.
better.
No. All
It's
right.
really
I've
hard.
got a billion things. We'll be fine.
So there is a large crowd of angry people here, just kind of closed in tight around Jakob, who is about to lose his life. We're gonna take this in 5 rounds. You need 5 successes in order to prevent him from being hanged. Now, each round, you're going to nominate one of you to try and use a skill roll to further that goal. Whatever kind of skill you think would be most pertinent to the situation. No one of you can go twice in a row because you're going to have to fight your way through this crowd and you're just going to be kind of shouting out intermittent things to be heard over the din. However, in order to not have more of a penalty than you already have, I'm gonna need 2 successes from any other 2 of you on just trying to help that person get through the crowd. Make sense?
Okay.
So you're gonna nominate each round someone who's going to use a skill to try and save Jakob. But before they can do that, 2 of the 3 of you have to get at least 1 success to help them be heard or seen in the crowd.
Okay.
If the person who is nominated is dealt a club, they're at an additional -2 for this round, and if they fail that roll, Jakob gets hanged.
Crap.
Okay. Point of order.
Yes.
Jacob is my favorite NPC of all time, and I'll be very upset if he is.
Well, don't mess this up.
That's gonna fall on deaf ears if this goes poorly.
So first round,
Trust me, I was real upset. Little girl died.
what are you guys going to do? Who is going to try and do something first?
I mean,
Now I will, everyone make a notice roll for me real quick just to gauge the scene before we jump into this.
this is
5.
5.
5? 5, 2, 4. All right, you're just very upset at seeing this happen. Mr. Miller has been nothing but kind to you, and it just fills you with rage that these people would try and do this. The rest of you notice that the mood of this crowd is very dark. Among the crowd are mostly people that have been in the town for a while, and you know that they have no friendly feelings towards outsiders, and you also know that tension has been high in the town of late, so it's no surprise to you that things have reached a boiling point. However, you didn't expect that they would get this angry over a broken window, and that horse that he's on is very skittish. Gunfire or anything louder than that is gonna send it running. So who's being nominated this first round?
Well, so what are the things we can? Is this all like talking? Can
You
we
tell
do
me.
any action?
You tell me what it is you
'Cause
think you could justifiably do.
I would like to try to throw a knife to sever the rope, which would be a hard throw.
It's gonna be a very hard throw from this
Let's
close.
try and get
Or
closer
from this far
before
away.
we do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I think maybe the best thing to start is I think I could make a case that before we kill this person, he needs to be allowed like last religious rites. You know, like people. I've said things about God and stuff in town, so I don't think it would be like out of character for me to be like to basically make the case that by hanging this man without at least letting him do his like final piece with God puts all of their souls in danger.
Okay, so I'm hearing persuade roll from Gabriel as the first move.
Okay.
Okay, so the rest of you are going to have to make either strength rolls to push the crowd aside, or agility rolls to kind of move your way through the crowd. And I'm going to need successes from 2 of the 3 of you in order to not give him further penalties on his persuade roll.
And I guess the big goal of this is really to like stall and get us closer.
Exactly.
yes. Okay.
However,
this is fine.
It's any kind of movement like throwing a knife or shooting a gun to sever the rope is going to risk spooking the horse as well, so keep that in mind. All right, so the only one it matters that gets dealt a club this round is Gabriel. Queen of spades, 10 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 9 of hearts.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, so I need the 3 of you to make either a strength or an agility roll to push your way through the crowd, or do something else to basically make room. So what is everyone rolling?
They're the same for me. Agility.
Agility. So what'd you get?
Now.
Do strength.
Why?
Don't you?
No.
Oh no, you lost a die type on agility.
Yeah.
Used to be D8.
I thought it was -2.
So you got a D6 in agility now. Zach Hyde, thank you very much for the bits.
Hyde.
So
Hey,
what did you
Zach.
roll?
Good to
I rolled
see
a
you.
4.
A 4? So that's 1 success. What are
Got
you
an
rolling?
8.
An 8?
Agility.
On agility.
Yeah.
That's 2 successes.
I got an 8 as well on strength.
Okay, plenty of successes. So, Howell, you're kind of just barreling your way through the crowd. You're a big guy, and you're trying to make some space, but these people are angry, and they are locked in tight around you, so you're not able to get too far in. And you two are just trying to clear some space for Gabriel to have a little area around him to be able to speak and be heard. So, Gabriel, you're just going to be at a -2 for this persuade roll.
Okay.
And you need 5 successes before 5 rounds is done, so make your roll.
All right. Okay, so that is a 13.
And that's with the -2?
Yep, I rolled 11, which gives me 9, and then I get +4 on persuade rolls.
Okay.
So that's 13.
So 3 successes. And you shout out something to the
Yeah.
effect of, this
I'm
man
the
needs to
same.
be given his last right.
Yeah, it's basically just like, now hold on, everyone. Before we initiate mob justice on this man, we may not have proper law and order here, but we are putting each and every one of your souls in danger if you put this man to death without giving him the chance to make his peace with God.
All right, so you're shouting that out, and there's not a lot of people that can hear you over the din of the crowd and everything, but there are some people nearby that can hear you, and a couple of them kind of look down at their feet like they're ashamed at what they're doing here. They suddenly realize what's happening. So everyone hand me your cards. Next round.
I could also.
Gabriel cannot be nominated here, so who else is going to do something?
I could try to puppet the foreman to basically reinforce what Gabriel was already saying.
That's not a bad idea. What do you think?
I could try and intimidate and just tell people to stand down, basically, and either let Gabe be heard or let the other side be heard.
So I will say this: puppet is something that he's going to have to oppose.
I know.
Whereas a skill or something is not something that is going to be opposed.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's not a good idea, because if you can successfully do it, it'd be very helpful, but you are going to be at a penalty here, and if you are dealt a club and you fail that roll, it's not going to go well. Same thing with your intimidate roll, but it's at least not opposed.
Maybe the best course of action is just like continuing to get closer. Like,
Yeah,
if
I mean,
Hal could-
that's what you're doing every time, but you're also trying to shout out anything you can to forestall this.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying maybe if Howl, like, I don't know, fighting or something, but he's like kind of the strongest, is just like more actively like getting everyone to clear a path to let us through. Then when we're a little closer, you know, we have a little more leeway for shooting or puppeting or throwing knives.
You also risk starting a melee doing that. So
Yeah.
there's risk with all of this stuff. Are we going to intimidate, fight, puppet?
My idea is when we get close enough is I want to try to calm the horse down. Because I know horses. If I get close, I can calm this horse.
Not close enough for that yet.
Right, I'm not close enough.
Sure,
yet,
okay,
but-
so we want to save you for...
So-
maybe, we'll see.
We should probably.
Puppet or intimidate?
Let's intimidate first.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Intimidate? So James is nominated
You
for
have
this.
been nominated.
So James,
Let's elect you.
we'll deal you your card last.
Okay.
Gabriel, ace of spades.
The ace of
Rose, 5 of
spades.
clubs, but it doesn't matter.
That club, take that club.
2 of hearts. King of spades for James.
All right.
We good.
All right, so I need 2 successes from you guys on either strength or agility in order to get him the space to intimidate. So make a strength or agility roll and let me know what you get.
I got a 5.
A
for
5?
agility.
1 success for agility.
I got a 4 for strength.
I got a 5 for strength.
Okay, so enough successes to get you through with no further penalties. So give me an intimidate roll at a -2.
Which is just a straight intimidate.
Straight intimidate because of your bonus from your edge.
Okay, so that's a 4.
A 4.
This is a post.
No,
No.
this is just trying to get people's attention. So that's
How many successes do we need?
you need 5 successes.
We need 2 more.
He had 3 successes.
He had 3,
So
so
we need
that
one
is
more.
1 success. So that would be 4.
I'm gonna try and re-roll it to see if I can do better.
Okay. All right, with a fate chip
Legend
reroll,
chip?
you can for sure keep
Well,
that.
legend would give me +2.
I mean, it goes away after this session, right?
Right.
So I feel like. I mean, you could save it for another crack shot, but I don't know.
So you guys are going to be able to keep one of your chips. through next session because of the Welcome Back Wildcards tier that was unlocked, but it cannot be the legend.
Oh, come on.
Such an easy decision
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Well then, yeah, I mean, I'll use it now.
Okay.
Got a plus
So you're gonna add a d6 plus 2 to that roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good
Spending
idea.
the legend chip to try and save an innocent man's
So
life.
only a 1 would suck, right? That's a 4.
Plus 2, so that's another 6, so that's a 10.
All right, so what do you do, James Bogue? To intimidate this crowd into listening.
Fan the hammer.
Whoops.
I just yell out, just very simply, just shut the hell up and listen to this man speak.
All right, so you shout that out, and for whatever reason, maybe it's just a sudden synchronized lull in the crowd noise. Your voice carries out, loud and clear, but not so loud as to startle the horse.
Right.
And everyone just sort of quiets down a bit and turns and looks at the four of you, muscling your way through the crowd. And Big Lou says, I'm sorry? Do we have someone speaking on Mr. Miller's defense?
Yes, you do. Mr. Miller has done nothing wrong to this town. In fact, he has been an upstanding citizen, serving all of you people.
Now, clearly this is an overreaction for a simple window break.
A bunch of people cry out immediately against you saying it's an overreaction. What do you know? God damn it, this ain't an overreaction. All right, hold on. Now, what did you just say? What's your name again?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Right. Now, I don't know what it is you're talking about with a window being broken. But there's been a killing in town. A man was murdered last night. Strangled to death. And I have witnesses who say they've seen Mr. Miller in confrontation with these men.
Who are the witnesses?
They're men that I trust.
But you won't bring them forward so we can hear for ourselves?
They've already spoken
To who?
to the assembled crowd here. Yeah, we already heard their testimony. We don't need to see, the blood's been spilled, blood for blood.
Who were the men who were in conflict?
And Big Lou just kind of gestures back, and you see a body lying in the street covered in a sheet. And one of the men standing near it just kind of lifts it up, and you recognize one of the men who accosted Mr. Miller the previous day when you were with him. His face just grotesquely bulged out, and his tongue lolling out of his mouth, his eyes bugging, and you see dark bruises around his neck. He was clearly strangled to death.
All right. I've seen that man before, and I saw him in conflict with Mr. Miller, but that was not how it went.
Well, that just means that they can be part of this too. Yeah, I don't know. They haven't been here for all that long. They're not people from here. Maybe they're guilty. Now, hold on. Now, our witnesses saw Mr. Miller. They didn't say anything about these folks. And Mr. Miller is up on the horse, just shaking his head and making noise through his gag. Now, you hush up. Now, listen. You're gonna stick your neck out here for an accused murderer, a stranger, a foreigner even, someone not even from around here, who no one has cause to trust. That's who you're gonna throw your lot in with.
Aren't you all foreigners?
No? But you sound like you might be one, miss.
Rose, maybe don't bring that to the forefront right now. Look, we may not have been in town too long, but Mr. Miller has been nothing but friendly and hospitable, whereas those men were constantly trying to pick fights. Now, I think you're using Mr. Miller as a scapegoat. While these men, angry and without much purpose, are likely to have made many enemies.
I'm gonna need a persuade roll from you, hopefully with a raise, to not make that seem accusatory and patronizing.
All right. I mean, I think it is kind of.
It definitely is, but I think Gabe would be...
That is a 10. I mean, that's a 14.
14, okay, yeah. All right, so you're able to sell that line without making it seem like you're singling out anyone in particular. It's a general sense of scapegoating, not Big Lou scapegoating everybody.
Right. Now look, I know that you want justice. You're good people in this town. I've learned that from the time I've been here. But this is not the man who did this deed. Now, justice that ends up on the wrong man's head does not leave this town any safer. Is that what you want? I don't believe it is.
It would be safer if the murderer was killed. Well, but hold on. He might have a point. We can't just go killing an innocent man. What if we're wrong? And Big Lou just kind of takes a look around and takes a measure of the crowd, which is suddenly not quite as united in single purpose as they might have been earlier. It sounds like the things that you all have been shouting and the things you've been saying have started to work their way through their mob mentality. But Lou, not wanting to lose control of the situation, just holds up a hand and says, all right. So, you folks are gonna vouch for Mr. Miller then?
That's right.
We are.
All right. So if we were to give him over to your safekeeping, I'd assume then that there would be no more illicit activities here in Despair.
Well, that's assuming that he is the murderer.
Well, if he is the murderer, the four of you can keep an eye on him and keep him from killing again. If the four of you can keep an eye on him and someone else gets killed, God hopes that is not the case, but if it were to happen, then I guess Mr. Miller would be cleared. So the four of you are willing to take that responsibility upon yourselves?
Yes,
If
and
that's what it takes, yeah.
Your logic is flawed.
I agree.
All a killer has to do is wait in the shadows long enough until you're convinced that he was the man.
Well, it ain't gonna happen like that. None of us would have done this to these men. All right, we're all good, God-fearing folk. Yeah, that's right. That's right, we are.
You have a rail line that comes through here. Anybody could be coming in here at any point. It might not be any one of you. It could be somebody you've not seen before.
But you have to admit, there's been all kinds of strange things happening around town of late. People seeing strange figures in their rooms. These people breaking windows, like you say, or slopping paint on the sides of good, upstanding citizens just trying to earn a living. Now, it seems only likely to me that these people have finally escalated to taking a life. And it ain't one of us that had done it around here, but it'd have to be someone who was here for long enough in order to be involved in some of this activity. Now, the only outsiders here are Mr. Miller and his family, and the four of you.
Are the only outsiders.
The only ones who've been here long enough to get up to any sort of long-term trouble.
And you all say you've lived out here for a long time. It is a strange place here. Strange things happen. This is nothing new. I'm not saying it's okay for people to be dying, but that doesn't mean that it's just some outsider.
Be that as it may. If you're willing to vouch for Mr. Miller, and if you yourselves are willing to be watched, or maybe you think you can actually apprehend the murderer, if that were to be the case, then I'm sure we could all see it in our hearts to let this situation slide.
We will take charge of Mr. Miller, but I will tell you that if you let your fear take over and you kill each other for it, then what's the point of anything?
Well, I'll tell you this. We'll remand him over to you. But if you leave, or he leaves, or any of you seem to be running or fleeing any sort of situation, we'll assume that is an indication of your guilt. We'll round up a posse, and we'll come after you. And then it'll be 5 nooses we got tied to this here tree.
We ain't got nowhere to flee. We're here, We will vouch for this man. What happens from there happens.
Good. Cut him down, boys. And a couple of men go over and they use their knives to cut the ropes that are binding Jakob's hands. And they take off the gag, and he just kind of gasps for air, and he looks up at you with gratitude in his eyes. And they hold the horse steady while they undo the rope and pull it off of his neck. And then they shove him roughly over to you.
You all right, Jake?
Yes, I am fine. I am fine. Thank you, my friends. All right. I hope that this is the end of it. But somehow I doubt it is. We'll be keeping an eye on you.
Please do.
And with that, some of the crowd just start to kind of sullenly disperse. Go back about their days.
Can I grab Big Lou before he leaves?
Yeah.
Just out of your shadow, everybody, I just want to say, listen, next time you want to lynch a man, pull the noose yourself, all right? Don't be a coward.
Big Lou's a pretty big guy as well, so he can look you right in the eyes.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
I tied the knot myself. I'm not going to let other men do this job for me. This is hard things that need to be done to protect this community, and I'm willing to do them.
It's fine. You're not a coward. You're just lazy. I get it. It's okay.
Listen, if anything like this continues to happen here in this town, before whatever marshal we got wandering about this part sees fit to bring his lazy ass back here to despair, I'm not going to be lazy at all. I'm coming right for you. And I'll make sure there's a knot tied by me, stringing you up here as well. All right, now you keep your word. And if you're so convinced that this man ain't a part of it, why don't you show me who is?
I will.
All right. And you best get to it.
Walk away.
So Jakob has run over to his wife, and they're embracing, and he's trying to calm her down. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. Right? They saw reason. These people, they're good people. They're scared. They're scared, and they need someone to blame.
Clearly, that is what's happening here. But if they continue to follow this fear, it won't matter if anyone else gets murdered.
Yes, well, hopefully it is as you say, just one of these rail workers that have come through the town, and they've already left.
No, I suspect it's someone here. That was just me trying to get them to stop pointing fingers at one another.
No, surely not. These people are many things, but they are not killers.
Jake, what do you know about the murder? Do you know where it happened?
I don't know anything. Well, I was awakened this morning, then pulled from my bed, my children screaming, my wife crying. These men burst in, and they grabbed me, and they tied me up, and they stuck me on that horse.
Who are these witnesses that they claim to have had?
Some of the men that work with Big Lou, I don't know their names. They're rail workers. They said they saw somebody just standing over this man after having strangled him and just run off in the direction of my place. They said it looked like me. But I said, it's dark. How can you know? It
Jake,
could have been anyone.
We're gonna need you to stay in your house. If you need to go anywhere, you tell us.
Of course.
If you sneak off, if you disappear, there's only so much we can do to help you.
Of course, there's nowhere that I will flee. This is my home. This is a place that I have come out to raise my family, as is the dream of all of the people that are from this land.
You best keep your family inside too, if you can.
And I am not a guilty man. I am not someone who would take the life of another man by strangling the life out of him.
We do not think you are.
Well, I don't wish anyone else to think that as well, so I will not run.
But I'm saying that with the fear in this town, it's possible they might take it out on your family as well.
Just stay safe until this has been dealt with.
Of course, we will keep our heads down. If there's one thing that we Millers have learned, it's how to do that.
All right.
But what of you?
We're gonna clear your name. Don't worry. We're gonna get
Maybe
to
we
work.
need to.
Please do not put yourself in undue danger on our account.
Look, we've been through a lot of danger. This is chump change.
Right.
Vogue, maybe we should go talk to Big Lou. Find out where this took place, who those witnesses are.
Jake takes his family and kind of ushers them back into the house.
I also think one of us at least should stay at the house at all times. Otherwise, who knows what will happen.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Did I see you talking to Big Lou?
Probably. I didn't hide that. I just was far enough away that nobody else heard it.
Is Big Lou in a talking mood?
Probably not with us.
He didn't seem like a bad man. I mean, as much as he jumped to conclusions and wanted to make everyone less crazy,
You know a
he
little
listened to
bit
reason.
about Big Lou, and he's not a bad man. He's not a good man, but he is a man who is intent on looking after his own, and
Right.
you can tell that he does have a sense of fairness. By the way, you guys didn't need it at all, but had you needed it, you were going to get a +1 to those rolls you were making to clear the room for whoever was nominated for the role, thanks to the mysterious strangers in chat who
Yay!
unlocked
Thank you,
what
guys.
heroes do.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
very much.
What if we had just decided not to save him?
Well, then you wouldn't have gotten a bonus, because that is not what heroes do. And that was contingent upon you guys deciding to do something that a hero might do.
All right.
But you didn't need the bonus, but had you needed it, it would have been there. Thank you very
That's
much,
awesome.
Mysterious
Thanks for having
Strangers.
our backs.
Yes, thank you.
I would like to maybe have a look at this body.
Well, we don't even know where it happened. Is it still up? Did Lou take the body and stuff?
His men have kind of cleared it out from the street. You don't know where it happened, but they seem to have taken it away. I will also say you guys are in various states of dress. You definitely did not take the time to get fully outfitted and everything before walking out into the street today.
I
Sure.
showed up to Big Lou in my pajamas.
I'm not
With
quite in
tiny
your
horses on
pajamas,
it.
but I mean, you've got like a shirt on and your
flap
pants, but you're not necessarily fully put together.
Your long johns
Oh yeah, hand me those cards.
that you've
Hand me
hand
those
stitched.
Yeah. I'm sure Ludi made them for me.
It says howl on the butt.
His. No, it just says his.
cards. So if you guys are going to do anything, you might want to get back and get
Yeah, we'll
fully
do that.
fully
Yeah.
equipped before
So
you do.
we'll head back and get dressed and gear up.
And as you do head back, standing on the front porch of the house that you are renting is a tall, lean figure, just leaning back against the wall, head down, arms crossed, seemingly just waiting.
Oh, do we have a color of some kind?
That you do, miss. And his head comes up and you recognize Maldito Cortez,
Oh,
the gaunt Spaniard.
I was like, who is this?
I'm like, how did you forget?
Clearly.
The gaunt Spaniard who you had sent off on the trail of Jebediah Nightlinger a little more than a month before. And this caller has news.
Well.
And that is where we will end tonight. A little bit early, actually, tonight. Just 15 minutes before midnight. So
Go for 15 minutes?
yeah, no, that's okay. I think we should let these kind people go.
We're
But that,
not gonna go long unless you count the original length of the show.
which we are not. The show is 4 hours long. So that is where we will
Thanks for
conclude
the raid, Keen,
tonight.
by the
Yes,
way.
thank you very much for the raid,
Yay!
Kinea. Sorry, we didn't call that out because we were in the middle of something, but thank you very much for that. We will be back next Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific time to find out what has happened here. And I would just like to point out very quickly that Maldito Cortez showed up a little earlier than he might otherwise have because the mysterious strangers in chat unlocked our final story tier tonight, which is a debt repaid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Although his timing is not so opportune right now. So thank you very much, mysterious strangers.
That was the comment
for
I was going to make. I was going to say your timing is impeccable.
unlocking that. I'm sorry I cut you off. That would have been a much better button than mine. I'm sorry. Well, let's just all pretend I did that. Also, I would also like to say that Lane Caverly is a Patreon NPC from Peter Buxton.
Yeah.
And of course, Maldito Cortez is a Patreon NPC from Cursed Spanish Spaniard. So thank you guys very much for that. That is it for tonight. Thank you very much for your tips. Thank you for your support. Thank you for having these guys back.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here for the premiere of the final season of this campaign of Wildcards. What will happen? What news does Maldito Cortez bring? Is there a murderer running amok in the town of Despair?
You know, this Maldito Cortez is an outsider. I haven't seen him around here before.
That's true. You've actually never seen him before, ever.
Yeah.
We'll find out next week.
The first thing we're like, new guy, creepy. Yeah, I think we found the killer.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
But very quickly, too, I want to say, if you enjoyed the sounds that we were using in tonight's game, those are courtesy of Plate Mail Games. You can find all kinds of audio for your tabletop games if you check them out on Drive-Thru RPG. That's Wes Otis's company, Plate Mail Games. These flat plastic miniatures are from they're flat plastic miniatures from Arknight. So if you like these, they have a whole bunch of Deadlands sets. You can check that out on their website. And then... Yeah, we have more great programming coming up for you guys. On Sunday, we have Tempting Fate running a Men in Black game. So that should be a lot of fun using the Lasers and Feelings hack of Men in Black. And then next week, oh boy, next week we got all kinds of stuff for you. So keep tuned to our socials for all of the announcements of all the things we got in the works and coming up for you very, very shortly. Next week is going to be a full week, so hang out for that. And again, thank you guys for being here at the table. Thank you, mysterious strangers in chat, for hanging out here with us. Thank you very much to Rick Bear for running everything behind the scenes. Thank you, Rick. And I think, is there anything else that we should say? Does anyone else have anything they want to plug real quick before we go?
Yeah. No.
No?
I think we're good.
No?
No, I'm fine.
No? Oh, this kind of seemed like you were going to say something.
No.
No?
I was gonna. We should tell them to follow our character Twitters and stuff.
Definitely do. We will get around to doing some RP very soon. I am at wildcards_GM, at wildcards_Dom, at wildcards_GXG, at wildcards_Meg, at wildcards_JP. And I will also say, if you enjoy Deadlands Reloaded or Savage Worlds, mark your calendars for October 16th, because that is when Pinnacle is going to be launching their new Kickstarter for the new edition of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, which is going to be really, really exciting and very cool. So definitely hang out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun announcements attached to that, and I am very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You know I am. I'm a big fan of Savage Worlds. So you'll probably be hearing a little bit more about that from, I might mention that a couple times, because you know, it's something I enjoy.
You can also keep track of Wildcards posts on social with our hashtag WildcardsRPG.
Yes.
Yep, and
On all
join
social.
the Discord and chat with us and other people who enjoy this and enjoy all the other shows on our channel. It's a great place to hang out and...
We'd love to have you. We're a friendly group, we swear. We don't digitally bite. So until next time, guys, we will leave you with some finger guns. My gun is magic. All of my guns are magic. I use magic guns because I'm the marshal.
Gun.
Pew, pew, pew. Oh no, we're still alive. We're still going. He's gonna make us do